I just think of a day that's gray and lonely. I pick up my chin and grin and say, how exciting! How exciting! How exciting! How exciting! Do we have who's been singing? Who's been singing all day? Who's just been excited and singing all day long? Since yesterday, it doesn't feel real. Nothing feels real. Good morning, ladies, fellows, Scorty Bellows, homos, heteros, Mark Pederos. I'm doing okay this morning. One of my dogs got out early, and I had to go find them. Even though they have a collar on that shocks them and fills them with poison if they leave the yard. But whatever. We'll get over it. Good morning. I know he's okay. We got him. We got the little fucker. Couldn't even last a minute and a half. Antron, come on in. Come on in, Antron. Come on in, Antron. Come on in. Come sit down. Me, no. The collective. We. The collective. Congratulations. Morning, Altman. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. How'd you guys sleep? How'd everyone sleep? Ooh, I could do polls. Yes, I fucking love Classroom 203 because we can do polls. I just pick up my chin and grin and sing. This is. I'm still not ready. I'm still not okay. Like I still think something bad is gonna happen. Okay. Interact. Start a poll. How did you sleep? Good. Bad. Okay. Or not a wink. Start. You know what? I'm not even feeling like I know I said I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait so I could do my red wedding. All the shit about all these people. Not even feeling it yet. Not even feeling it. Not even feeling it. Not yet. I'm still in too good of a mood. No, nothing. No one can I didn't see that yet, so I went to go watch it, and I was way too tired. I was way too tired. I feel like some people were like a few things. My sister was wide awake, pumped, couldn't sleep. I feel like to her, it was like a day full of cocaine. Like, that's, like, how good it was. Me, I was like once it was like Once Aladdin looked at Robin Williams and he said, "Genie, you're free." I was like, but then I was exhausted. Exhausted. Like exhausted. So I like literally was like right after. But was she answering the phone? She did answer the phone. She did. Oh, because we hate each other. That's why. Because we're competing against each other because we hate each other. Yeah. Can you guys not handle that? Is that too much for you? Also, we will be having a special guest today. So be excited about that. Be excited about that. Even a little co-teacher come in. Aladdin may have played a part in my awakening. Your gay awakening. Oh my God, Aladdin. Isn't that nice? I just can't get my chin and grin. Good morning, Jenna Rocco. I had the same reaction as your sister. Yeah, my sister was up all like in a good way. Let me look at the poll. Not a wink, 11, okay, 20, bad 6, good 64. Cool. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Let me pause it. Hold on. Sweet potato. He's up to no good. He's up to no good. Okay. Did you see the McCabe Alberts and Robert message? No Higgins there. Oh, and for the like the PR release or whatever. I am sick of the lies and BS that Proctor. Ooh, all right. Whoops. All right, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I know it was like kind of stupid. I know he's a thickums. He's a thick little thickums. Do you think they will try to get Karen on breaking her probation rules? No. No. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. You're still doing it. This is not just okay. This is an you'll never change. I thought maybe it was just because Karen wasn't free, but no. I think I figured it out. You'll never. Let me see if I can find more examples of ways you'll never change. Hold on. Oh my God. Yep. You whores could sleep. Here we go. There's another example. Do you think the McAlberts will launch a civil suit against Karen? Can you guys enjoy one? Good morning, Glara. Could you guys enjoy one day without doing this or no? Is that impossible? Is that possible or no? Is Karen free to date Higgins? Oh my God. Yeah, me neither, Glara. Nothing's fucking up my mood either. Do you guys think that they're gonna and then they're gonna? Oh my God. Calm the fuck down. And just take a day. Will you take one day? I feel like you've all been like invested. We've all been invested in this for like a very long time. Some of us more than others. Excuse me. Just calm down. Do you guys think that there's gonna be and then they're gonna do that and then they're gonna take Karen and they're gonna like kill her in her sleep and then what do you think? I don't know, hon. I don't know. So we gotta just breathe, okay? Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Nobody. Okay. Who cried? Put a 1 in the chat if you cried. I have not. I did not until one moment. Okay. Will the McAlberts contract Giardia? Oh my god. I think maybe for one day it's okay to not have an enemy. For one day. For one day. Can you try for one day? What made it for yeah, it was the Yannetti. Yep. Christy. Yep, me too. It was Yannetti. And it was that camera angle that's from like the front that's on, I think it was on TikTok, on Core TV TikTok. And I was like, okay. And it had like music playing in the background. I was like, no, no, you can't be doing this. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm out. Ugly, like ugly. I was ugly crying. Ugly tears. Ugly, ugly, ugly tears. Yep, Yannetti and Cat trembling. Well, oh yeah. Turtle Boy crying. Yeah. The cheers outside. Yep. Yeah. It's just like it's like I don't know. Did we think this could happen? Did we think this could like really happen? I don't know. I know that I think like maybe you guys like we wanted it to happen, but I don't know if we were like, oh, like this is like we always thought something else was gonna come. This is gonna be this. This is gonna be that. Blah 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 blah. Like they're gonna come back and do this. They're gonna try to mess this up. And as much as I feel like we all tried to keep it together and hold it together and be like normal, some of us, some more than others, some more than others, some more than others. It was just insane. It was insanity. PTSD from last year's jury. Yeah. Yeah. Can we harass witnesses now? I wouldn't, regardless of whether you can or can't. I wouldn't. Don't. You know what I mean? Don't. Move past it. Let's harass other people. We'll find other people. I won't leave you with no one to harass. We'll find someone for us to harass, but I think we can move on. We've already harassed enough. We, us, the collective we. Let's move on. Let's harass that big Bodrigaloop Meatball Morrissey. No one seems to like him. Want to go harass him? We can harass him. Can we still harass? Okay, I'll allow one, and I will. Okay, I'll allow one. Angry Deaver. or Higgy. You know, the murderers. Those are okay. At least not one day. Nah, screw it. You guys can go ahead, have fun. 50 Shades of Yuri Buchnick says, had breakfast of White Claw and ham sandwiches. Thank you for the €2. Kelly Max says, absolutely love the stand-up video you posted. Oh, yeah. That was from a while ago. It was a members only video. I just made it public yesterday because I was in a good mood. I was excited. Yesterday was a good day. It was a very good day. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Super sticker. Thank you, Mo S. Dupois. Dupois. Jan. Thank you for all you have done. All you are done for Karen. You are the best start. Thank you, Jan. We all did it. It's a collective. Everyone has their own sword and has their own armor and has their own shield against this bullshit thing. But thank you. Mo says, I cried at work at the 911 dispatch center. Just FYI, my whole center was cheering. I would love to see like videos of people from around like different areas, if everyone has it, of like their reactions to when this happened. Leg's that you, hon? Good morning. Peg Leg says, good morning. Just found you. I love you. I knew you would because you're a comedian. You have a sense of humor. I knew you'd get it. Come on in, Peg. Sit down. Come on in. Sit down. Come on. We'll take you. Luby says, can we talk about you breathing down Starbucks stranger's neck? Scalp stink or nah? No, he didn't smell. No. Nope. I was at Starbucks and it was happening, right? Like the verdict was about to be read. And Mandy Joe, who's a mod, or she works for the Defense Diaries or something, was like, will you come on? Like, we want you to come on. And I was like, okay. But I was out and about doing my thing. I just wanted to like clear my mind. It was heavy. It's been a heavy week. It's been a heavy fucking year or two. Like, it's been heavy. But I'm watching Melanie and I'm watching Bettero and I see the things going on. So I'm like, all right, I'll go on because I want to like watch the reaction I want to watch the thing with people. I want to be with people. Phone wasn't working really well. Like StreamYard wasn't working really well. In the middle of Starbucks, I'm like, have it on. I'm like watching it. All of a sudden, like audio goes out, sound goes out. I'm like, shit. That's this guy sitting down, laptop open. He's watching it. I go up to him and I'm like, can I watch this with you? Move over. I want to watch this with you. Like, my phone's not working, blah, blah, blah. So we sat down and watched it together. No, he smelled nice. Not nice, but he smelled okay. He didn't have a dirty scalp. He was great. Thank you, Luby. Raina 986, you're amazing and helped bring me laughs throughout this. Thank you. Of course, hon. That's my job, hon. Of course. We all need to rally behind Turtle Boy now. Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that we're not gonna. Like, that's what we're doing. Let him breathe. Also, like, give him a few days. Give him time. You know? Like, yes. Apparently, tall people are scalp sniffers. You're a scalp sniffer. You're a trout sniffer. Joanna, I was able to take a break from my tears and watch your Thanksgiving video, which truly made me laugh. I had not seen the video you mentioned. Your family references created a sense of warmth and familiarity. Oh, the Thanksgiving. Yes. The video I mentioned that's not up anymore. It's not available as much as I want it to be. So bad. But yeah, that was a fun day. That was a really fun day. It was a crazy day, but it was a fun day. AJ's Whisper, Jimmy Mike from the Young Jerks, said you raised the most FKR money per person of all the YouTubers. he said, well, okay. I don't know if that's like mathematically correct, but I think he was just kind of discussing that, like, because my channel's small, you know what I mean? It's not huge. It's getting big, right? It's getting big, but I think when I started raising money, it was like 6,000 subscribers maybe. And it was like November or December. And I would just like raise it. I don't know. I would get like pumped up. I would get excited. I would get like very excited about we had to like raise money and why we had to raise money. And like I would just talk about it. And I don't know. I felt like it was important. And I felt like I was kind of good at it. And I do have, I'm not gonna lie. No shade to anyone else, okay? I love all the other people, great YouTuber people. I'm sorry, but oh, good morning, LV Cops. See, LV Cops are in here, which we got to talk to them about Deaver. We should have them on to talk about Deaver at some point because we have to talk about Deaver with them because their reaction to Deaver was amazing. Let me get back to the subject. I would raise a ton of money. What was I saying? Shit. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, I have the best people. Sorry. I have the best people. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do. I do. I think I do. I think I have the I'm Classroom 203. I'm sorry. I think you're the best in the school. I think you're the best in the friggin' school. Raising money. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I want to talk about you started in November. I started raising money in November. I've been on YouTube since July, but November is when I started raising money. Cops and Deaver. Yeah, they watched her. I loved watching them watch her. We absolutely, every single person raised a fuck ton of money. And I'm thinking of doing one last one. Clara, it ain't over for me, Clara. It ain't over for me, hon. No way. No way it ain't over for me. I'm still like, homegirl, does she even have any money? I sent her a quick little something yesterday. Quick 50. Here you go, Cat. Quick 50. Congratulations, Cat. I mean, no one's balling out of control here, but just like for us as a collective family, there you go, Cat. 50. There you go. You know what I felt like when I did that? You know what I felt like? Ooh, we should put her her Venmo in here so you get. I felt like your aunt when you go over like your cousin's house and your aunt's like there's like a $50 bill hidden here and they're like, no, I don't want to hear. Don't show your mother. Don't show your mother. Take it. That's for you. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. That's what. That's what I felt like. No, take it. Take it. Don't tell your mother. Don't tell your mother. No. Nothing, Janet. Nothing. Nothing. Go back over there, you. Yeah, go. Can you post a link to where you can donate? Yes, I can, motherfucker. I think I might and green. Let me see. But I mean, like, it took me a while to, not a while, it took me a little bit to be like, okay, we can donate. We can donate a little bit to her. Like, because you'd see people like Nick Rocco, you'd see haircuts out here literally being like, yeah, me, I just got I don't know. So what I raised today, Jenna, 60K, no problem. And I was like, well, what can I do? Almost self-doubting my own abilities, to be honest. And then once I realized that like I could, I was like, oh wow. You know, Glaro would do like 3,000 days straight streams almost till he was completely naked. Okay, let's pin this bit. Pin. Yeah. So do whatever you want if you want. If you got it, if you got a couple dollars, you can say something like, "Good morning, Ca. Good morning, Ca. Good morning, Jeff. Me to you." Just do that. Be like, "Me to you." That's all you got to write. Or you can write mistrial without prejudice. You gotta put with prejudice if you put with prejudice. Nurse Kim is crying. Of course she is. She knows the tears gets the viewers. Of course she is, Kim. Told you we're in a battle. Well, real men cry. What do you want me to say? I mean, even talking about it earlier, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. Nurse Kim is losing it a little. You might want to check in on her. Han, hey D, why don't you go fucking check in on her, Han? Kim knows my number. Kim knows where to find me. Called her twice yesterday, left her a message. She can get back to me. Okay. Thank you. Never tell me what to do again. Okay. She's bawling. She's so precious. Is she? Or is that a little manipulative? I just hiccup my chin and grin and say, no, it is. It's emotional. It is emotional. Even talking about Yannetti crying, I couldn't. Like, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. It wasn't easy. And I didn't cry yesterday immediately. I didn't even cry like all day. It was more when I like laid down in my bed and it was like late and I was like and thought about it. You know. Fucking dang. Hostility towards your friend. What have I missed? I can't tell if you're joking or not. Friend is in quotes. And Amber. Amber, hon. Oh yeah. Since you're getting all Roxy and trying to assume things and I don't know. I just didn't like your comment. Just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry, hon. Yeah, I felt. Oh, don't worry, Christina. It's not. I just feel like you were trying to. Wow, hostility towards your friend. Like you do not understand the vibrations here. Do you not understand the way things go? Can you not read the fucking room? Felt very weird. Felt very weird. Felt very weird and annoying. So you had to go, hon. Sorry, hon. When will you be getting that perm? Probably it will happen sooner than later because the hair is a little longer and Karen is free. So there's a little more free time and like just ease. Yeah, shit. I might go this weekend. I don't know. I might call that bitch this weekend. That'll be a fun one though. Oh my god, stop. No one's going. You guys need to stop. Everyone ever like dead ass, dead serious. Everyone needs to yeah. Nick, go to work. Hon, go to work. You're not a professional commentator. Go to work. Everyone needs to relax and stop. Everyone needs to stop acting like this is like we're all going away. Everyone's leaving camp. Everyone needs to stop doing a fucking farewell tour. We all need to stop, okay? Stop. And if you're not Turtle Boy or Jess Machado, please stop writing a Craigslist missed connections ad for the jurors. No one wants, stop. Stop. Chill. That shit's wicked annoying. It's all annoying. Well, we're fine. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. No one's going anywhere. No one's forgetting about anyone. No one's not doing this. No one's not doing that. Okay. We're all going to be good. Okay. Okay. Chill out. Go ahead, local. Go ahead. I'm going to miss everyone. Bye. What? This is online. We're not in an actual school. We're not in an actual camp. I just subscribed now to tell you not to get a perm for any reason, even if it's a bet and you get called Welcher. Word. Yeah. Chill out. Okay? Breathe. Breathe. Everybody. 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 DePietro. Where's DePietro? What happened to him, dude? Because everyone's annoying. Dude, I can't believe he backed up into someone 24 miles an hour. We should go sprinkle taillight on his lawn. Anyone rewatching yesterday or rewatching certain testimony? No, we're going to be doing a majority of this at here at 203. Majority of this is going to happen at 203. Jimbo, when does summer camp begin? It's summer school because a lot of you guys failed. You can go to summer camp though, local news. You deserve camp. But it's summer school for a lot of these kids. Because they're still acting the same. Even though what did I say from the beginning? I'm sorry. What did I say from the beginning? To everyone, guys, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. I don't want to ruin the ending for you, but it's going to be okay. We're all going to be fine. Right? We're all going to be okay. What did you guys do when I said that? But what if, what about this? And what about this? And I know they did this and I saw this and they were looking at this. And did you see her do this? And did you see them do this? And this means that, blah, blah, blah. And you freaked the fuck out. And you collectively raised your blood pressure, right? Collectively, like crazy. Even though I said it was going to be fine. Even though I said you guys are going to be good. And you are good. You are good. Look at us. Look at us doing good. Go ahead, hon. Look at us being good, doing good. Doing good. We're doing fine. Look at us doing fine. Right? Okay. So why don't you take one fucking day and enjoy being fine, okay? Or do you need something to freak out about? If you need something to freak out about, then pick something else aside from Karen and Turtle Boy today. Okay? Pick something else. Today. I'll allow it tomorrow. Tomorrow you can, but today freak the fuck out on something else. Okay? My bigger surprise is that DePP has a wife. Yeah, he has a well, it's Sherry O'Terry. That's not DePietro, that's Sherry O'Terry. We gotta get that straight. Okay? Okay. Yes, I did see that. I saw him saying that he didn't hit the car, he didn't put taillight there, but when he he called me in the morning, right? And he woke me up. I was sleeping. Matt was next to me. And he was like, Jim, Jim, Jim. And I was like, whoa, 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 what's happening? Right. And he's like, could I have clipped it? Did I clip it? Jim, Jim. I couldn't understand. So I made coffee. He came over. He ran up the stairs. Matt looked at me and he was like, he's crazy. And I was like, I know. Then we call my friend Julie Carpenter, right? And Julie's like, okay, I'll go there. So Julie gets in her car. She comes over. Me and Julie, we only met for the first time. We look at each other and we're like, and he's like, maybe it's at the registry of deeds. Maybe I left my taillight at the registry of deeds. We're like, why would you do that? Wouldn't you leave your taillight some, And he's like, no, we got to go. We have to go. I know my taillight is there. It was a whole thing with him. It was a whole thing. And then he was like, could I have hit him? Did I hit the tail? We had to calm him down, but he's okay. He's on his way. He's in the ambulance right now. He's on his way. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Thank you, Shannon. That does explain the butt dial that you got from me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You better pick. You better pick one. Guess what you can't do is watch one now and then replay one later. You have to pick one. You just pick one now. What are you going to do, huh? You going to go with the lippy broad, huh? With the lippy broad who never breathes in between words? We're going to stay here in classroom 203. Pick wisely. Okay? Pick wisely. Does Kim have kitties? I'm sorry. Does Nurse Kim have sweet potato? Hmm. Hmm. You can stay. You can stay. God, I love him. God, I love him so much. Oh, he's such a good boy. I don't mind shitty cats. Like, if you got a shitty cat, I don't mind it. Right? I don't mind it. But he's such a good, nice. He's good. He's a good pup. He's
My
always like,
ditzy girl, because I'm a fucking giggler. Ah!
should we do it? Does he go outside? No. That's where the danger is. No. No, God, no. That's where that's danger. No, trapped. No, no, no. I'll cut off his paws before I let him go outside. No fucking way. No, no. Because their lifespan when they live outside, and listen, if people can and they do and they trust it, that's fine. I'm way too much of a nervous mother. I'm way too nervous of a mother to let him go. Ever. Ever. I can't. That's my pee-pee. That's my sweet potato pee-pee. He's a pee-pee man. I love him. Yes, I did see Michael Proctor. Yes, I know he became a nice big Thickums. He's like, hi, I'm Thickums. Hi. I didn't do anything wrong because I'm Thickums. Thickum, thick, thick, thick. Let's watch Sweet Potato Papa.
I'm going to tell you right now, he is a predator. I'm telling you right now, the more I look at him, the more I see him, I know he's a predator. I know he is. All right. Can I prove it? No, but I know he is. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at those eyes. You're an embarrassment. Who fucking knows? Okay. Who knows? Wasn't against her. You lie about me, Jules. You're lucky that's all you got. You're lucky that's all you got, Jules. Right? Because I know about you too, pal. Look at that fucking haircut. Seriously. I'm a ditzy girl because I'm a fucking giggler. Oh, you're not back in fucking 8th grade. Get a fucking haircut. Get a fucking real haircut. You're a mother, for Christ's sake. Get a haircut. You're an embarrassment. I saw you like. I saw your little things about eating poo-tang. Listen, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're that girl. You're that L, G, and maybe on to T. I know maybe you're not bi. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Now, guys, here's the thing. When the prey doesn't know what's going on, that's when they fucking strike. That's exactly when they strike. Okay? This motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what you're suffering from, but you are a stupid mofo. You are the worst kind. You fucking shook like a little leaf, you little pussy. And if I ever see you, I will smack you up and down this fucking highway in 75. You are a little fucking phony. You little fucking scumbag. You are. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're a fucking fraud. The fucker is clueless. Hey, guess what? You belong in the jail, guys. You ain't no fucking cop. Fuck you, motherfucker. Right? You got me today, buddy. And that's pretty fucking sad. You see this little conniving motherfucker right there? You got any fucking backbone? Tell the story. You never called me. Matter of fact, I wished you a Merry Christmas and you said thank you. I got the fucking whole phone call. All right? She's fucking on maternity leave. All right? And that's how that went.
That was my tribute to LTL. Nothing has brought me more laughs than that. Nothing. Nothing has brought me more laughs than those. Nothing. Nothing has brought me more. Look at her. Look how insecure she is. Look how insecure she is. She got to plunge up her tits every time she's on a line. Oh my God. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. I like him. Love him. I do. Love him. Love him. Hysterical. Hysterical. Like could get up, could be a stand-up comedian, could get up there on the microphone and riff for like, we'll see. He riffed there for like an hour. Dude. Come on. Who was he talking about in that clip? Everybody. Who was he talking about? Every single person. Nobody was safe. Oh my God. Did you watch Depp v. Heard? Yes, I did. That's the first. Other than this, it's the only trial I ever watched. But that one I like got glued into, and Dr. Shannon Curry was so good up there. So good up there. Like, muffins were brought. I went, I got the muffins. I went to Miss Heard's. Muffins were enjoyed. We enjoyed the muffins. Can we move on from the muffins? Can we move on from the muffins? Oh, that was the best. That was the friggin' best. All right, so here's what I'm planning on doing for summer school for us. We're gonna have a morning classroom. Morning class. I think 8 o'clock is a good time to start. I think 8's a good time to start for class, but we'll see. Maybe 7. But I like 2:03, and I want to stay in 2:03. Once in a while, will we have a fun 1:03? Yeah. We'll have a fun 1:03. But I think 2:03 is where it is. And I'm gonna try and get guests. We're gonna have guests come in. I think we should have guests come in. Today, I wanted to do a ton of guests. Today I was like, maybe I'll invite a whole bunch of people. And then I was like, no, I think one. I think maybe one a day. One a day or one every other day. So 8:45. You see, you know me. You go, so 8:45. I think we're gonna have a little teacher's aide come in, you know? Why not? And do we have one today? Do we have a visitor today? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Do you guys know who it is? Yeah, you do. You guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, good morning.
Good morning. I have
How
my
are you?
Starbucks coffee from my girls. I got my Dunkin' Donuts donut. I felt like I needed a donut to sit and chat with all of you.
Oh,
Butternut, not butternut.
how
Butternut.
good is a butternut?
Still wearing my love glasses. Don't mind my excavator.
Hold on.
How are you all?
I don't have cool
Can't see
glasses.
your chat, so
Oh, you want me to put it on? I'll put it on if you want to see. Do you want to see it?
no.
Or do you want
I'm
me to
just saying
pull 'em
I
up?
can't see it. So if people are talking to me, I can't see
All
it.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
guys.
using them.
Listen, Miss Kelly Reed is here, okay, and she's gonna come and talk to you guys, okay? She's gonna come and calm you guys down, make you guys feel better. I'm a more aggressive teacher. I'll yell at you. She won't. I don't think she will. She's a lot nicer than me. Okay, she works
I'm
down in the
everybody's
office.
favorite substitute.
Yeah, she's a very good substitute. I know you guys always ask, when's Miss Kelly gonna come talk to us? When's Miss Kelly gonna say,
Here I am.
you know, here she is. So we brought her in, and so Miss Kelly, how you doing today?
I'm not sure there are words. To be perfectly honest, I'm not. I still feel like I could cry about it, and my phone doesn't stop ringing, and my family, we all keep talking, and you know, I've texted with Karen, I've talked to Nathan a bunch of times. This has consumed our whole entire life for 3.5 years, and it's over. And honestly, in no small part because of you and all of the people in your chat.
I'm not taking any goddamn credit
It's
for
like
this.
a miracle. It's like, you know, the truth has prevailed and God is good, and wow, it's over. It's over.
It doesn't feel like, I don't know how to feel. I was exhausted after they read the thing yesterday, the verdict. I was like, it felt like it's over, but I'm tired. And then I like thinking about you guys, and like, you know,
We went out, and I got food I couldn't eat. I got a drink and I couldn't drink it. I had water and just sat there. I was so not numb, but I don't even know how to describe the happiness and the joy and the relief, you know.
it's an insane thing. I think no one ever would have guessed that this would have happened. And I know where you are. I've been there before.
We made a music video here.
So me and Miss Reed made a music video there. I drove all the way down to her place, and I got on top of a car, which he claims I dented.
My backup.
Mm-hmm. So you were there every day. You were there every day this year and last year.
Yeah.
You would stand out with people. You would like make sure everyone was good. You would introduce yourself. You would make everyone feel welcome. Like,
Yeah.
has that been you? Has that been your personality? Kind of like the matriarch of all the cousins taking over?
I don't feel like the matriarch, but I mean, I would walk through fire for my family. You know, that's just how I have always been. And I think too, there are so many of us like on the Facebook page and in these chats and stuff, but I still have the last name where so many others didn't. So I think that just drew attention to me unnecessarily, because I'm no different than any of them. We do this all together. But I did get particularly close to Nathan and Karen and during this time, and I've always loved Bill. He's always been one of my favorite people, and he grew up with my dad, and he just tells the best stories about him. So yeah,
It was cute when he thanked. What did he thank? The content producers. What did he say?
yeah, the content producer. It was so funny because when this first started, right, and Turtle Boy started posting about it, he would call me and he'd say, "Hey Kelly, did you see the turtle last night?" He called him the turtle for the long
He
time.
loves Turtle Boy.
He does, yeah.
He loves Turtle Boy.
I was at lunch with Aiden when this happened. My cousins and I had gone to lunch with Aiden and Meredith, and we went to this like off the beaten path kind of place just to be quiet for a little while. And Nathan and I had agreed that if the jury came back with a question, he would text me a question mark, and if they came back with a verdict, he would text me a V, so that I wouldn't worry unnecessarily if it was just a question, So we sat down at lunch, and I literally popped the top off my salad, and my phone lit up, and it was Nathan, and he said, "We got called back." And I was like, "That's not an option. Where's the V or the question mark?" So I was like, "Is it a verdict?" And he was like, "I think it might be." He's like, "We just don't know." So I looked at Aiden. I'm like, "We gotta go." I'm like, "I think we've got a verdict." And I grabbed my salad, and like we were literally running up the street with our food, and never ate it. I just walked around with a Greek salad with grilled chicken on it for hours. And then the rest is history. I mean, we saw the rest.
Where were you when you heard it? Were you in the courtroom?
So
were you outside?
We're a Catholic family. I know you're not big on religion, but and Bill and I particularly. Well, I you say that.
What?
The Jesus, Mary, and Joseph's. We're big rosary people, especially. So as soon as I got back to the courthouse, I was standing at Karen's SUV, and I took my rosary beads out, and I literally said my whole rosary. And as soon as I said my last Hail Mary, they read the verdict.
Stop it.
I on a holy stack of Bibles, I swear.
Well, it's funny. So I grew up Catholic, and I do, while it did like give me a sense of like something else out there, I'm very like spiritual. So the day that I went and I didn't tell anyone and I kind of hid, I went down there to meditate in my car, like near the thing, and to just kind of like be like things are going to be okay and like feel like what it was like kind of thing. But I do think everyone who I think people who saw this case and like latched onto it did it for an emotional reason. I think there's so many like parts of this story where you can see yourself. So many people, it's like, oh, I have something happened. Say they see you and they're like, something happened to my cousin and I had to step up. And they identify with you, or they identify with Karen, they identify with Bill or Janet. There's so many like parts where you can come in and be like that. I can relate to this so much, but like for some of us, it just kind of happened in a weird way. And like, I got into it very like, I feel like the universe kind of pushed me into it. Right. But I do feel like we all kind of came together and everyone came together and all these moments synced up. And Karen said this in I think it was with Ted Daniel, where she did the ride in the car through Boston. And she was like, what?
That was her best interview, in my opinion.
Me too. That's my favorite one, because she mentions she drives by Fidelity and she's talking about the quarantine, COVID. And she's like, this is my purpose. She's like, I know this is my purpose. Like, but at first I didn't know, like I was searching for a reason why. She's like, now it's like, no, I know why I have to be here now. Like I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. She has a saying, we have a family saying about that I won't reveal because who knows if she'll ever make it the cover of the title of a book. But yeah,
Do you feel lighter?
strong enough to handle it, I think.
Absolutely, dude. There's so many times where I guys wanted to be like, guys, she's good. She got this. She's a badass. Trust me. Like, she's tough. You guys are all tough.
Tough as nails.
You're tough too. But she, like, people think, I think people think she's not because they didn't really hear her talk. She didn't really like say much, and she was just kind of like, she was going through this thing. So people were like, oh, like poor thing, poor little thing, poor shy little thing. And I'm like, she'll beat your ass.
Well, because I think so many people would, and you've heard Mark Betterow and different attorneys who know Karen talk about this. Like, so many defendants rely completely on their attorneys. They take all of their advice. They're not necessarily involved in the day-to-day. And Karen was. I mean, some days we were at court and she was sending me out with her driver to buy a new printer because she didn't like the printer and it wasn't printing fast enough, or she needed a color printer, or, I mean, day to day nuts and bolts. She was involved in it all. And they worked 24/7. I mean, I know you see a picture here or there of all of them out to dinner on a Saturday night or something, but I mean, they would be in court all day, and whatever attorney wasn't at the podium with a witness or an expert was on their laptop writing a motion or preparing for the next one. And then they would get out of there. They'd go back to the hotel, put on comfortable clothes, and get right back at the following day. They never stopped.
It was her fight. It was her versus this. Like, what was she gonna do? I know what I love about her is that she didn't sit back and let this happen to her. She took control. She took the bull by the horns. You all did. You did. I remember. God, I remember at the fundraiser, I was like watching you, and I was just like in awe. I'm like, oh my god. Like,
Well, I met you the first time I met you was at deliberation from trial 1.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. I remember seeing you, but I didn't. Because I didn't expect people to be there or me to like talk to people. Again, I thought I was gonna walk by and be like, whatever. But then I think Rita screamed to the top of her lungs and was like, get over here. So I went over and I met everyone all at once, and it was kind of like and it didn't like register. But
Yeah.
remember the pictures? I look back at the pictures and I'm like, oh my God.
I was wearing a green shirt.
And you looked great. I don't care what you say.
Well, thank you.
You look good.
I don't feel it. I feel like swollen and puffy, and my eyes are like a mess. I went to Starbucks, and the line was so long, and I'm like, I'll never get on Jimmy's show if I don't go inside. So I went inside, but all the girls at Starbucks, and they were so cute. Every single day they would change their name tag to Free Karen Reed. I don't know if that in any of my Facebook pictures.
I've seen one of them where they wrote it like on the cup. They're like, have a good day, Free Karen Reed. Yeah.
Right on the cup. But then the last few days, like during deliberation, when I went, they would change their name. Like instead of Kelly, it would say Free Karen Reed or FKR, and they would all be at the window. And one day I went to get my coffee, and one of the girls came like flying to the window, and she was like, I know you're on TV. I was like, what? It's crazy, but so much support. And then there was a woman that worked at hospice that was there this morning, and she was hugging me and she was crying, and some guy held the door open for me and he was crying, and it's insane.
It's like
it's touched a lot of people.
You try to hold it together, and you try to like, I don't know, you try to like, at least I do. I try to hold it together, and I try to be like, no, this is gonna be good. We can get through this. We can even laugh while we do it. But yesterday, watching some of the clips before I went to bed, I don't know if I was overtired or something, but I'm like, why am I bawling my eyes out like I just lost a parent? Like, this is a good thing, you know? And it's just like, we've all like, everyone's been so invested in this, emotionally invested. Like, and then I'm thinking back to when I got mad at people, right? And I'm thinking back to when I had like a couple bitch fits. And I was like, oh, I can't wait till they read the verdict. I'm going to drag everyone through the mud. And then after this happened, I was like, oh, that really wasn't a big deal. I kind of love everyone. That's okay. That's okay if we don't agree. Like, you know, and it's kind of just like, it feels stupid now looking at it because
emotions were high.
Yes.
Emotions were high. We were all invested, and we all wanted a particular outcome. And I don't know. You're never going to get 60,000 people or, 75,000 people all to agree on everything. So,
Right. And I think like everyone is like, they want a part of it. They're like, no, like if they spend so much time invested in it, they're like, no, this like you're not going to mess up my thing. This is my thing. I have to make sure it's okay.
right. And they deserve it. It was so cute. There's a little boy that, well, he's not a little boy. He's probably a young adult, who went to trial number 1. He has Crohn's like Karen, and he's had a colostomy. And he had a sign last year at the church that said, I have Crohn's and I had a colostomy, or something like that. And then like maybe a Bible verse on the back. I can't remember exactly what it said, but Karen went over, walked out of the crowd and went right over to him and gave him a hug and was talking to him. And then yesterday I was sitting on the registry of deeds steps, like, talking to people. And then I just sat down for a few minutes, like to kind of like try to stay out of the way and catch my breath. And I saw him coming up the stairs at me. And at first I didn't realize it was him. And then he was like, hi, can I give you a hug? And I was like, of course. And I got up and I gave him a hug. And he's like, can I do anything for you? And I was like, I would like a not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. That's the only thing I need today, sweetheart. And he literally took a sticker out of his pocket that was a heart. I can go get it. I'll show it to you another time. And it said on it, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.
Shut up.
And he handed it to me and he was like, you're going to get it. Yep.
He just pulled out a sticker that said that?
Literally pulled out a sticker. It was a pink heart with a white frame around it. And it said in white on the sticker, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. What are the chances that I was going to say that to him and that he was just going to whip that out of his pocket? I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this is all going to be okay. Yep. And
You're lying.
Karen, he had just left Karen. Karen had just gotten in her car to go back to David's. And again, she got out of her car and, walked into the crowd to hug him. And then him and his mom came over to the registry of deeds to wait with the rest of us. And that's what happened. It was beautiful. And that happens. Well, not that in particular, but
no, things like that. They
do things like that and they don't even realize.
There are a few things that I don't want to say right now because I want to wait till they come on and share it. But there's a couple that are like, oh, wow. I've been seeing signs this whole week. I feel like with numbers, especially, I've been seeing all kinds of signs this week.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just the universe like reminding me that like this is going to be okay.
Yep.
Because like anything else I wouldn't have settled for. Go ahead.
Yeah. And not to like, I'm not going to talk too much about inner workings of our family because I feel like
That's sacred.
To digest that. And I feel like so many of the stories are Karen's and Nathan's and Bill's and Janet's to tell in their own time. I don't think it's like really for me to come out and be like, well, we knew this and this happened. And, it's for them to do. But maybe last week or the week before I was in court with Karen, it may have been the day that Annie Elise was in court and we were on a break for something and we were talking. And I said to Karen, I said, as hard and as difficult as it's been to go through trial too, I feel like in a way, people believed us kind of for the first trial. They believed it. They kind of saw it, but they didn't want to believe it. The corruption aspect of it and the other stuff that went on. And I think people were still skeptical. And I think with this trial and people watching the pre-trial motions and the pre-trial hearings and seeing everything unfold the way it did, I think so many more people saw it for what it truly was.
I think that trial 1 needed to happen so this could happen.
Yeah.
I really do. And like, even though it feels like a lot, I feel like trial 1 had to happen so this could happen because so many more eyes were on it. Like a lot were on in the first one, but oh my God, this one was like, I don't know if we were expecting it. Like Full House, Uncle Jesse.
And the right, exactly. The movie stars that are so invested. There's a woman that I follow on Instagram. I followed her for probably like 5 or 6 years. I love her content. She's a photographer, but I also love, she does a lot of political analysis and just world event kind of things. And she's funny about it. And I like that because so much has been serious since COVID, you know? And I kept saying to her, you should really follow Karen Reed. You should really follow Karen Reed, because her and I chit chat a lot in messages. And then this past 2 weeks, I noticed that she was. And then last night I sent her a picture of me with Karen, and she was like, shut the fuck up. Why didn't you tell me you were her family? I was like, because I didn't want you to cover it for that reason. I wanted to invest in it because you believed in it like the other stuff. And she was freaking out. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Snooki?
Snooki? Yeah.
Did you see Snooki's video on waiting for the verdict?
I didn't. No.
Oh my God. It's
I had a lot of things from this week. Howie Carr was emailing me yesterday. I'm like, sorry, Howie, I wasn't like reading my email in the middle of this. Right.
She did it. It was like 10 seconds, and it was like waiting for the Karen Reed verdict. And it's her walking around, and she's looking at the camera, and she's like, and it's like, it's very funny. It's very Snooki. It's hysterical. But you were always also like involved. You would watch like a lot of content creators, like all of them, I feel like, and you would be in all the chats, and you were always thanking people and always like talking to people. Did you think that like, were you grateful? Like, was it like beyond like being grateful? I feel like you like loved that people were like sticking up for your family. And I felt like you took it personally that people wanted to use their time to like discuss what's going on with your family. That's what I got from it.
Part of it, I mean, obviously, you know this because you know us personally, but I don't think there are words or there are ways to convey how much we appreciate all of you. And all of the people in the chat, and everybody loves somebody different, and we love you all. And if it weren't for all of you during the hard times and sticking by us and getting the content out there and reading the motions or making things funny or dressing as Auntie Bev or whatever the case may be, people wouldn't know. And I don't know, there are so many people that don't have a voice. So I feel like in a way you gave a voice to the voiceless also. And Karen and Bill and Janet and Nathan were too overwhelmed with the day-to-day of what was happening. And in a lot of ways, they were under the microscope too. And their phones were getting taken. And there was so much they couldn't do. So I was like, well, if one thing I can do is watch the shows and thank people and, you know, send a super chat to the content creator to let them know, like, we're here, we're watching. Not everybody can say it, but the Reed family is watching and we appreciate you. And listen, we know how much time all of you have spent creating the content and the time and effort that goes into the shows and the time out of your lives and the sacrifices all of you have made. And yes, some of you make money, and we don't give a shit. You should. We never cared about that. Like, people would fight about that. Yeah, well, he's making millions of dollars. So what? So what? He doesn't have to be sticking up for us.
Thank you.
Aiden came out of court yesterday and came down the stairs, and I went to hug him. And again, these are his stories to tell, but he was physically shaking. His whole body was doing this. His whole entire body, from the top of his head to the tip of his toes. He was just shaking uncontrollably. And we all know what Turtle Boy's been through, right? And when you know Aiden, I tell people all the time, like, because they're like, oh, you know, he swears so much or whatever. Like, you're not going to talk bad about him to me. And Aiden and Turtle Boy are two different people. I feel like Aiden.
Completely.
Have lunch with Aiden, and he's, you know.
Okay. She's been taken over. We missed you. You back here?
I'm back.
All right. You blacked out for a second. Yeah. What happened, hon?
I got a phone call.
Oh,
Popular.
Oh, I know.
Popular.
This is a musical, guys. I told you this is
I
a
can't
musical.
sing, so that's as much as you're going to get out
You
of me.
just did. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Aiden versus Turtle Boy. Yeah, different people.
They are. They're different people. And I guess in a way I love them both for different reasons.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree because Aiden, I feel like the person every time I see, and he lives one town away from me. Every time I see him, and when he sees people, he's very kind, very professional, very
So
cordial.
gracious to everybody.
Yes,
He never gets
everyone.
aggravated. Never.
Mm-mm. I do. I'm way worse than that.
Admittedly, I get overwhelmed myself sometimes. I'm like, all right, can we just go sit in the dock room and close the door? Like, I cannot hug one more person.
Right, with a
And
dirty
then
scalp.
I
Right.
need to decompress and then get out there. And then, I mean, Aiden doesn't stop.
No, he's good at it. He loves it too. Like I feel like he's never met an audience who didn't like, oh, your boyfriend, you gotta go.
No, it's a, believe it or not, it's a state police officer. I'm just telling him I'm on the phone. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
He'll just sit there and stare at me.
Is that your friend?
It is the man it's my friend's friend. He's just like a retired police officer that comes by and drives through my yard and checks on things. And no, he's like my grandfather's age.
So Kim likes old men.
I love Kim.
Love Kim.
Oh, I love Kim. I love her.
She's like I'm like so proud of her and everything she's doing.
I know. I am
She's
too.
killing it.
And I think Kim and Nurse Kim are two different people, like Jimmy and Auntie Deb. You guys are all like fantastic.
Oh yeah, I think you're
but
right.
So like spiritual and warm and loving and all of those things in real life. You know, it's like talking to your cousin or your sister or whatever when we all hang out, and then you take on these personas when you get on YouTube, and it's funny.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong with the spiritual thing either, because Kim is very like religious and like Catholic, right? And
Yeah.
I'm really not, but we have intense like conversations about things that we both agree on spiritually about everything, about like things lining up. So it's not like, that's so true. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that. So you dating anybody? Seen anyone?
No, I'm not. I've been a little bit busy with Karen Reed.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there, guys. This is Kelly Reed.
Wait,
not seeing one right now.
Who was saying they were going to get some? Oh, I think Jess Machado was saying her sole goal purpose in life now is to get Brian from LTL married.
Ooh, well, I think he's a romantic at heart, and I think he's
a softie.
He is.
Softie. He's a
and
softie.
I think he likes a partner. I know he does, because I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, because I don't want that. Get away from me. He does. So, and there's so many women in this movement. There's so many.
I think he's dated a couple, but I just don't think it's worked out. No, he's posted pictures of them. I'm not talking anything.
Would you date him?
No.
You wouldn't? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna make it weird.
No, yeah. We don't need to talk about my love life. I didn't come on here for that.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine, guys. But we are saying that she is single. She is single. And Brian LTL is too. We're just gonna say that. We're not gonna connect any dots. So, do you think this is a musical? Because you've been with us every morning. You've been with us every morning.
We can make it one. Yeah, and I totally messed that up when I was saying that the clerk of court, or I was saying Miss Gilman was the singer, and it wasn't her. It was the court reporter.
What would she sing?
Talks into that thing. I have absolutely no idea, because we couldn't hear it because it was muffled. But all of a sudden, like they'd bring our family into court some days, like early, and the court offices would be setting up, and they'd be hooking computers up and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, she would just break out into song. It was hysterical. I mean, she didn't do it every day, but she did it a lot, or she would just walk around the hallway singing. It was kind of crazy.
I miss Madam Court Reporter. Madam Court Reporter.
Yes. We have seen Nancy.
I loved her. I thought she was so good. I thought she was such like no shade towards the second one, but I thought she was like when I first started watching the trial, I'm like, this woman is doing the work of 35 people at once. And she's making sure it's all good. And I could see her like, you could see some people, I felt like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I felt like some of the people that worked in the courtroom, after it got bigger, right? After like day 1, day 2, day 3 of the first trial, they started to realize they were going to be on TV and it was going to be big. And I feel like they would get a little shifty or aware of themselves. And I feel like Madam Court Reporter didn't care at all. And she was like, I don't care if you televise me. I don't care if it's on the front page. I got stuff to do. We got to do this. And like moving everything over. And I just liked her. I thought she was a hard worker.
She was. And, you know, I think a lot of people forget, like, that wasn't a TV show.
Right.
Those people really were working. And what people can't see when you're in the courtroom is, you know, there are like 3 or 4 court offices standing along both walls, and particularly near the jury. And then there are some that stand in the back because obviously it's a very small courtroom. Everybody's emotions are high. It's a high profile case. We were sitting on top of the O'Keefes. They were sitting on top of us. And, you know, you're bringing witnesses in and out and evidence in and out. And there's all kinds of things happening. Like what happens in the courtroom and what happens on whatever YouTube show you were watching are not the same thing. I would literally come home from court after being there all day and watch it. And I would be in court and people, here's a for instance. I remember the day last year, Jen McCabe testified and my phone was blowing up and they were like, Jen McCabe has a snaggletooth. Look at that snaggletooth. And I was like, no, she didn't. We could not see that in court.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went home and I was like, oh, I see what you're talking about. But
mm-hmm.
There's so much, or I would get home and I would read in everybody's chats because, you know, some of them are a little bit dramatic. There's a guy in the back of the courtroom. He's in a suit. The feds are there. They're going to be making arrests. And I was like, oh no, that's Jerry. Jerry's there every day. You don't always see him or pay attention, I guess.
A little dramatic?
A little.
Or Roxy?
Yes.
They get Roxy.
Please, I agree with Jimmy. Everybody, if you're listening, please give us a freaking week before the conspiracy shit starts again, because I cannot handle another conspiracy. I am all conspiracied out. They're not going to try to get Karen like handcuffed at a DUI class. It's like she's going to be okay. It's over. She's going to be okay.
Kel, I'm going to let you say that one more time. I'm going to pop off and I want you to say it one more time, a little bit louder for those that didn't catch it. Go right ahead.
No, I'm being totally serious. There is no reason for any more conspiracy theories. There's just no reason. Karen is safe. Our family is safe. And every little thing is going to be okay. It really is. So just breathe. Just breathe.
Breathe, okay? Let them have a week.
Breathe.
And she said you can go back to it next week.
Yeah.
You guys want to go back
you
to
can come up with some listen, I was driving home last night and people were calling me and they're like, the feds were blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't care. I don't care. And then I got home and my cousins and I were all out, we're all together, and then I look at the TV and there's fucking Michael Proctor, and I looked at everybody and I was like, where's Nurse Kim when you need her? Punch a Proctor.
Thickums.
Yeah, he
That's okay. Thick. That's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. He just thickums.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So leave them alone for 1 week, okay? Leave them alone for give them a week. She just said you can go back to playing crazy next week. Next week, if you want to say this person did that, that's fine. Give them a fucking week, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Karen is not curled up in a ball anywhere in a fetal position. She is stronger. She's got more balls than most men, you know.
I want to say than any man that I know, honestly.
Yeah.
Like Turtle Boy level balls.
Yeah, she is strong. She's had to be. She's had no choice but to be. And you know, there were a lot of things that happened that a lot of people don't know about, and when she gets to tell her story, you'll know where that strength came from. And I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing about her clothes and she smiled.
Did we lose her? We lose her for a second.
Back and nobody. Did you?
We lost you for 1 second, but you said you're sick and fucking tired. And I liked where you were going about. She smiled, her clothes.
Yeah, about people
drag
talking
'em.
about her clothes and her smile and why isn't she crying in court? And when they show pictures of John, and that girl has been through hell and back. Nobody knows what she's really been through except her and her mom and dad. And I know a lot of it, and I'm sure I don't even know the half of it, but nobody has the right to judge her for anything. For anything.
Okay. That's the goddamn truth.
What you
drives
saw
me
in that
nuts.
courtroom day in and day out was survival and grit, determination. I mean, she had to pull herself up from by her bootstraps and just get to work and save her life because nobody else was going to save it for her.
Oh my God. Say that last part. Say that last part one more time.
I said she had to just pull herself up and fight for her own life because nobody else was going to save it for her. I mean, David, Alan, Liza, Bob, Mark Betterow for the few moments, you know, Auntie Bev to participate. The interns, I mean, I cannot say enough about them. They are fucking rock stars. Every single solitary one of them. Evan, the new and improved tiny desk man. I mean, we had the valedictorian from Harvard, and I mean, they're brilliant. They're sweet. They work so hard. I mean, imagine being like a senior in college, and this is the case you get to work on. I used to tell them it's all downhill from here.
Oh,
You got.
that's it. This is it. Like, realize
They
what
all
you're
have
in.
jobs, you know, companies that are waiting for them. They're like, you finish up what you're doing with the Reed case and then come to work. I mean, they put off studying for the bar and they put their whole lives on hold for Karen, and they were a vital and integral part of this case. And I mean, Bob Alessi, come on.
Oh.
He
Can we
is like a
talk?
madman genius.
Can we talk
love
about
Bob.
him? Can we talk about him?
Sure.
I love
I
him.
know you and Laura are BFFs, and
That's
she's
my
the
girl.
sweetest.
Even
Yeah.
if she wasn't my girl, but I love him. I've loved him since I first saw him argue a motion. I think it was like one of the first times he was on before this trial, after the first one, before the second one. And I was like, oh, this guy's special. This guy's
Yeah.
very special.
Like Rain
Machine-like
Man.
precision. Yes. Like
Yeah.
I think he's AI. Like the more you interact with him, the more he learns. And he knows exactly what to do, what to say, how to say it, the inflection. Like, I just would watch him and be like, obviously, everyone is great, but him, I'm like, what's he doing? This is a machine.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is, like, also with him behind the scenes, he's he's so human, you know, and he's a dad, and he wasn't with his daughters, and he wasn't with his wife. I mean, these men and Liza, they walked away from their lives, everything, you know. And David fortunately lives in the area, so he could go home and see his wife and his kids on the weekend sometimes, or sometimes they would travel in to stay with him and have little date nights and stuff. And he's so cute. And David's like the everybody's big brother, and Alan is very gregarious and charming and charismatic. Liza is very introverted. She loves to work out, but she is badass, that girl. You know, she doesn't get enough credit.
I
And
agree.
Bob is brilliant on a whole other level, but he gives the best dad hugs. Every day I got a dad hug. Like, I think he needed a hug and I needed a hug. And so he was like, I'm gonna save your cousin. I'm gonna fucking save your cousin. I'm gonna do it. I told you I was gonna do it. Like, he's so funny. You know, and Laura and I would be texting and chit-chatting, and
He meant it too. Like, he meant
he
it.
did mean it, yeah.
You could see
That
it
man never
even.
went home. He moved from New York to Boston, and he never went home. Long weekends, whatever. He never went home. He worked all the time.
You could see it the way he walked up to the podium. It was always with determination, always with purpose, and like, God, he's like a master of his craft. He's so good. He's so good. And you could feel in the way he talked. He's like, I'm not going to let anything bad happen. Like I
Yeah.
felt with Alan Jackson, it's like I would watch and I'd be like, oh my God. With Yannetti, I'd watch him and I'd be like, how do you not just adore this man on every level? Liza, you're right. She didn't get enough credit, but like I met her and I feel like she would like be able, like she'd hang out with us. She's like that kind of like she's
her and Karen get along great. They're like sisters.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. The first day.
But Liza's so like LA, you know, she loves to go skateboarding. Her and Karen one weekend, you know, took off for an overnight and, you know, she goes like mountain biking and
she's a skater girl, I feel like. She's like
I'll meet you at the spa, Liza, when you're all done.
First day of court this year, I felt like her and Karen had the same hair, and I felt like it was two best friends over summer break that got their hair done together and came back from the Caribbean with like twisties in. And I was like, oh, they love each other. Like her and Karen love each other.
I think while Liza's here, Karen's hairdresser actually does do her hair. So maybe.
I knew it. I friggin' knew it.
I think she went to the hotel and did their hair because they can't get out, so or they don't get out much.
Right. Do you what else did I want to ask you? Oh, do you think that you'll be able to come on and play Beyonce My Name at some point?
Sure.
Because I wanted to bully you into doing it before, and you were like, "No, I can't." I was like, "That's okay, I get it." But once it's over, we're playing.
You know, I don't ever want to say anything to like embarrass my family, or a lot of people want to know inside information. I don't feel like it's my place.
No one's business.
Or
no one's business.
I didn't want people to ask me questions. You know, like Olivia and Nurse Kim can come on and talk about Aunt Bev, and they can call her the C word, and they can talk about Brennan. And I didn't feel it was my place. I was still there in court every day, seeing these people. And on some level, I did have to respect my family and not talk about those things. And
of course. But what about like your favorite Disney movie? Aladdin, Little Mermaid. That's stuff I want to know.
Yeah, see, you and Mark better are movie buffs. I'm not. I loved The Lion King. I loved taking my niece and nephew to see that, and I loved their reaction to The Lion King. But I was more, I operate a fucking excavator. I didn't really sit around watching too many Disney movies.
You are so cool. With your pink glasses operating your excavator. I can't even say it. Excavator.
I know, but my eyes are like, look at them. I've cried too much. I can't. I did an interview with Christina Rex yesterday, and I forgot I had them on. And I rocked back and forth through the whole interview. It was like literally like, I don't know, a half hour after the interview. And after the verdict, Karen had just left. I was still toting around my salad, trying to get back to my car. And, you know, all the reporters from inside the courtroom know who I am because we saw each other every day for 2 trials. And she asked, and like, she's just standing there like looking cute and pregnant. And I was like, Christina, I don't really want to go on TV right now, I would say. And she was like, please. And I was like, okay. And my cousins are like,
Cal, hon. we just lost you after you said my cousins are like.
Yeah, they were like, can we go home? And I was like, I just have to do this one little interview. And I watched it, and I feel like I'm rocking back and forth in it. And, you know, I don't want to speak about the O'Keeffes. I think they've been, for me, it as much as people don't like them, and I get that, and I do have my opinions, obviously, but I feel like they love John, and they were fighting for John, and we loved Karen, and we were fighting for Karen, and we were 2 families that loved the person we were fighting for, and we all had different goals, right? And I don't particularly agree with a lot of stuff, but they probably don't agree with a lot of stuff, and they probably hate me. I don't know. But at the end of the day, John was a human being, and Karen loved him. Bill and Janet cared about him. I mean, I can remember going to Bill and Janet's after John's day, and
Oh God, no, we just lost her at the worst time. Someone's calling her. I think she's getting a call, but I want to hear the rest of that.
Am I back?
You're back. All right. You remember going to Bill and Janet's?
Yeah, like right after John passed away. And I mean, there were pictures of him and Karen and Janet and Bill from weddings and just Karen and John. And I mean, he was a human being and my family cared about him, and he's gone and he's not coming back. We got Karen back. They're not getting John back. And I think that can't be forgotten.
That's a really, really, really good point that I don't think I even recognized. Like, I did have an odd sadness yesterday for his family. I don't know
Yeah.
why, even though I know that they believe this certain thing, right? And they, or whatever, I was kind of like sad for them all day, being like, regardless of what they've done or what they think or whatever, where they come from, like this, like my heart's breaking for them today, because
Yeah.
I know today they're, whether they've thought about John the whole time or not, today they definitely are. And today it's
Right.
like they like whatever. And I don't
I mean,
think
we
Go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go
We
ahead.
all agree that getting justice for John does not mean putting Karen Reed in jail, right? Because
Obviously, right.
Karen didn't kill him. She didn't. And I've known that for 3 years. And again, we know a lot of things that were not allowed to be presented in court.
Mhm.
And like I tried to tell Christina Rex, like, I know Karen. I know the way she was raised. I know the people who raised her. I know her values. I know what she believes. I know in my heart, if that had been a tragic accident, if she really had backed into him and hurt him, she would admit it. And we all know she's got the balls to do it,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And she would have done the right thing. Obviously, I mean, obviously she would have fought for herself at the same time, but she didn't do it.
Right.
And you know, but again, the bottom line is that there were a lot of people that loved John and cared for him and felt like they were fighting for justice for him. And you know, Bill did an interview a couple days ago and he said, all my wife and I want is to bring our daughter home. And we get that. She gets to go home.
Right.
John's
Right.
never coming back. He's not coming back for those kids. He's not coming back for his mom and dad, his brother. They've lost their sister. You know, so I just think on a human level, I just don't feel like I ever want to talk bad about them
Right.
for that reason.
Right. They've lost a lot. They lost a lot. And like, I've been through, you know, tragedy, losing someone, and I've seen other people who've lost people, and you can do a few different things with that. You can turn it into a weapon that you can use against yourself and other people, and you can become hateful, and you can blame people, and you can do this, or you can like try and like change things and learn from it and be like, this person who's dead wouldn't want me to live my life this way. You know what I mean? They wouldn't want me to have all this hate in my heart. They wouldn't want me to drink all the time. They wouldn't want me to come in and do this or do that. Like, they'd want me to be better. And I truly want that for them. I don't want anything bad like happening to them or for them or anything like that. Like any of his family. I don't want anything bad happening.
Right.
I
I
want them
just
to be
think we
happy.
all need some peace.
Yeah.
And if justice is going to come for the people who truly did do this to John, then it will come. And if it doesn't for right now anyway, Karen's safe. She's not going to prison for the rest of her life. I don't have to watch my cousin Bill watch his little girl be taken out of a courtroom in handcuffs.
Mhm.
I don't think my heart could have handled that. I was so worried about him and Janet and Nathan yesterday. Because as much as you can prepare yourself for that, I think seeing it would have been a whole other thing. It's like, you know when your mom and dad pass away, it's going to hurt, but then it happens and it's so much heavier than you ever imagined it could have been. And I think having Karen leave any other way but the way that she left would have been too much for Bill's heart to handle.
I think I don't even want to think about it happening because it's like I can't even take myself there mentally,
Right.
like at all. It was a good feeling. It was a good day. It was a really good day. And,
It was
you know,
perfect.
it was perfect. And for John, like finding justice for him, does that even mean finding out the people that did this or what happened? Or do they even remember what happened? Do they even know what happened? Or is it bigger? Is it how did this happen? How do we allow this to
I'll
happen?
say this, whatever the truth is, whoever was involved, they know, and they have to live with that for the rest of their life.
I think that right there is a lot, you know? That right there
Yeah,
is a lot.
that can be worse
That could be worse.
in some cases.
Right.
That
No,
could
you're
be
not
worse.
wrong. Because like you put your head down on your pillow at night and you're like, you can't even look yourself in the mirror. At least if you are held accountable on a level where everyone knows it, you can kind of be like, all right, this happened. I took responsibility. Without taking it, that can eat you up on the inside.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all too deep for us to figure out on live TV. So,
I know. Do you want to see what a few people have said?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll answer some questions. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I've kept you on way longer than you like to stay on. You're
It's okay.
reaching your breaking point. So
It's okay. It's okay. It's a very special day today. It's a very special day.
it is.
This one was one of my favorites. Crystal says, I made that heart sticker. I'm so glad it found you.
Oh, yay. Thank you, Crystal. It did. I have one. I think Aiden got one, and my other two cousins that I was sitting with, we all got one. It was just the moment that I got it, and the fact that I said to him, all I want today, sweetheart, is a not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And he just, without even thinking, put his hand in his pocket, took out a sticker, and handed it to me. I'll text you a picture of it as soon as I get back in my office.
And this is what I'm saying. Like everything happens and you don't know, like for a reason, everyone's a part of this. Like Crystal made the sticker. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That boy had the story. She gave the sticker to the boy. You
Yep.
said this. You know, he brought it to you. It's all connected, whether we can recognize it or not. It is, and everyone's here for a reason. This is one of my favorites because this is one of my crazy people. Wait, Kelly's been here every morning for food fights, timeouts, and all the shenanigans. People can see us.
Oh, I have. I pop in the chat and say good morning every day. I'm literally driving to court, like trying to talk text, stuck in traffic. You know, I couldn't send it, or, you know, this weird Fall River accent. You know, I would say one thing and it would spell another, and then I'm like, that's not what I fucking said. Trying to fix it. Oh, that shit
I know
show
you've
sitting
been
on
here.
24.
I go in and I'll rewatch like the chat room because I can't always like see it, especially in my car. It's on my phone. It's so little. You can't read it.
Yeah.
You can't even you can't read it. But I'll go back and see. And yeah, you've been here every
And
morning.
Red Truck Guy, and yeah. I watch everybody. I mean, I don't get to watch everybody live, but I mean, there's probably like 10 or 15 creators that I watch consistently daily. It is consumed our life. I haven't read a book. You're like, do you have a boyfriend? How the hell would you have time for that?
I know.
I'm on YouTube.
Right. No,
Canceled
me too.
cable. I don't need cable. I got YouTube.
You don't. It's so true, dude. I haven't listened to a song that I've actually wanted to listen to. I forced myself to the other day, but then after it was over, I'm like, well, let me see what's going on. I have to see what's going on YouTube. Like, you're not wrong. What's happening on Twitter? What's happening here? Like, this is all. It's important to me.
How do I mute you for 1 second? Do I hit the mic?
Yeah, hit the mic and then talk, and I'll give you a thumbs up if you're muted.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh, I can mute you too. Let me put you down, and then give me a thumbs up when you're back. She's good, hon. Yeah, you're good. You're good, Cal. Oh, we love Cal. So if you guys have any questions for Cal, let me put a. Ooh, you know what I can do? So great. I can do this. Hold on. I figured this out. We can do not polls, but it's like interact with your audience, and you can hold them. You guys relax. View. I go in. Blah blah blah. Mute this. Interact. Q&A, right? And I'm going to put question for Kelly. And if you guys have a question for Kelly, put it under this right here, okay? And if I think it's a decent one, then we'll go ahead and I'll ask her. And you don't gotta whatever, you know? Let me add her up. This one I like. This one I like from Michelle. Michelle says, did Karen and the team or you get a kick out of the memes, baby AI videos, or get out of the memes and the baby AI videos? I bet baby AI videos weren't on their trial bingo card.
If you could see our group chats, you would die. You would literally die. It's all it is memes. Yeah, baby AI was hysterical. I love baby Aiden. I love baby Vetero. I love baby Melanie. I love baby Kim, and it's hysterical. I love them baby AI things. They're a riot.
Baby Betero was my favorite because it takes pauses when it was talking. It was like, and it would like talk. It was so good.
Baby Alan is so gray, and Alan's not that gray. But his little sockless feet, they're like all pudgy, and he's got no shoes on. Oh, and baby Bob is always like, it's hysterical.
Baby, I haven't seen Baby Jackson. I don't think I've seen Baby Jackson.
Oh, you have? You just didn't know it was him because he's so gray.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in most of them.
All right, let me see if I can get these other questions up in here. I said a Q&A, and now how the hell do I find it?
And like baby Melanie's eyes are so blue, baby Aiden's eyes are so blue, and sometimes he's got that, the headphones on, and he's like.
Baby Melanie was a good one too. Baby Nurse Kim. Baby Nurse Kim with the foreman.
I know, with their real voices, it's hysterical. I loved the foreman. I loved the foreman of that jury. I don't know him. I don't even know his name, but I loved him.
Good
I'll
guy.
tell you a story.
Go ahead.
I don't know anything. On a holy stack of Bibles, I don't know his name. I don't know one thing about him except what he looks like. And I went to every single day of jury selection, and it was only me, Bill, Janet, Nathan, and then they kind of allowed some other people to come, like in the afternoon. SD would come, and different people. But in the morning, at first, I don't know why, they were pretty strict, and they were only letting family go in the morning. But we had one little bench in the front row, and the day one they brought in 80-something people, and they filled up the whole left side of the courtroom, and then they were all like in a single file line. And I saw him in the hallway. He hadn't even come into the courtroom yet, and I was like, him. We need him on the jury. It was just a feeling I had in that moment. And everybody knows, is a man of color. He was a big guy, burly guy, not big fat, but like big burly guy. He was in gray, black sweatpants and like a dark heather gray, like zip up hoodie. He had a gold necklace on, full head of dreads, do-rag. There was something about his energy. I was like, him. We need him. And when we went to lunch, I was like, oh, I was really hoping you guys were going to pick the guy with dreadlocks. And they were like, we did. He's juror number 1. He was their first pick, I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to that. But he was day 1 for sure.
Do you think you can like pick up on people, like read people pretty well, or like feel like what, like the feeling you got about him? You said, does that happen a lot?
It does, but he's the only juror I felt that way about, like instantly. And I went to jury selection for trial number 1 too, and I really had no opinion, kind of. But I think the whole process was so new to me, and I don't know what it was about him. There were, I think, 83 or 85 people that were brought in that day, and I can still picture him in the line coming around the corner, and he really didn't ever take a note. People were right about that. He never took any notes. He just sat there. Not that he was disinterested. He just didn't take notes. And, is he a savant? Does he have a perfect memory? Was he not the note taker in school? I mean, you can't be prejudicial about what he might be like because of his appearance, right? So I don't know. I'm dying to hear his story. I hope some of them come forward. And I'll say with with Aiden's interviews with the jurors from the last trial, and then getting to meet Victoria during jury selection while she was working with Karen, seeing their faces for so long and then hearing their voices is wild.
That's a trip.
It's wild. When I ever heard Ronnie's voice, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Because we called him Bowtie Guy. I know exactly where he sat. I did know, I think I knew he was a paramedic. I might have heard that, like overheard a conversation. Like after trial, like I knew what he did. Their voices, it freaks me out.
Bow ties. Yeah, I can
So,
imagine
yeah.
not hearing his voice and then being like, oh, that's what he sounds like.
Yeah, but and I will say, I get where you're going with that, but I will say with the girls
No.
too.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, Ronnie was interesting.
I'm not going anywhere. No, I'm just saying, bow
I
tie.
pictured him to have like a deeper voice. I don't know. It's wild. It's just wild.
If you're looking, he looks like a serious person. Like you look at him and he, even though the bow tie is right here, he has a face of like, he takes himself seriously almost.
Yeah.
And so that voice would not match with that perception in my mind.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of the jurors will come forward. I did read Aiden put out a tweet like giving his phone number or something and saying he was available, and then juror number 3 commented in the tweet and said, "Thank you for finishing the job and doing what we couldn't do the first time."
Yes,
That
I
was
did. I saw that. He
That was
put it
kind of wild.
like a Craigslist misconnection. I was there in the
Yeah.
courtroom. You were there. Call me. And I think they will reach out. I think it speaks volumes that jurors have felt comfortable so far to reach out to him.
Right.
You know,
And I think about that young kid, like, I mean, honestly, he could not have been 22, 23 years old. If he's that, I'll be shocked. And to think like the gravity of having a woman's life in your hands at that age is kind of overwhelming. But we're back to chatting and I'm supposed to be answering questions. So
no, please, you can do whatever you want. There's absolutely no
there's
rules
so much
here.
I could talk about because the whole thing is just it's wild.
That's interesting though. Like the kid, like, did you think, did he know what was going on? Like, you almost want to, like, I feel like I'd go up to him and be like, do you know what's happening?
There were so many young people that came through jury selection, and a lot of them got off because they were in college or they were still in high school or whatever the case may be. And I was shocked when he got on because he's expressionless. But then when you see them, like sometimes we would be in the hallway and they would bring them in, and then they'd walk like from the back of the court, have to go to the front of the court and go through security, and then they bring them to a jury room. So like we would be in a private room, but if we came out to go to the bathroom or something, they'd hold us back. We weren't allowed to go anywhere near them, but you could see them, and they'd be like chit-chatting about their day and stuff. And I'm curious about a lot of them because they played such an important role in this case. I do hope some of them come forward. I don't know if they will for whatever reason, and I will say the other thing for me, and I could be totally wrong about this, but I disagree with a lot of people about this one thing. Everybody keeps saying like this jury doesn't know about the feds. This jury doesn't know about that. I mean, I was there, and when there were 85 people in the room, and Judge Cannoni would say, "Have you heard about this case?" I mean, 83 people raised their hands. So I think this jury probably knew. I mean, they definitely knew a lot more than jury number 1, and there were probably people that knew nothing, weren't following the case, but maybe heard about it. But I think that there was probably somebody on that jury that knew about the case. I don't know, but
How do you not?
Yeah, how do you live in Norfolk County and not have ever heard about that? We all knew about it. Like that was our fear. We'd never be able to get a jury, And I don't know what they know or they didn't, they didn't know. Certainly they couldn't have, been following the pages and different things like that. They may not have actively been following it, but I mean, people know who Karen Reed is. The
They know today.
standouts, the billboards. Yeah, oh, for sure.
The jurors know today. I'll tell you that much. If they, stayed away from everything, they're definitely looking today, being like, "Oh my God, I wonder what it's like for them." I am so curious to hear from one of them, especially
I
the
know.
foreman.
I hope somebody comes forward, and I hope the foreman is part of it, or that they all talk as a group.
Did he, when they were reading it, and I don't know how many times you watched it, but when they were like, when she said in the other chart, or like, "Do you agree?" and he was like, "Huh? Oh, sure." Or what did he say? And he didn't say yes, like properly, or
I mean, Jim was being so formal, and I didn't even understand what he was asking him, and um when he said count two, I did hear him say not guilty, and then Auntie Bev perked up in the background and said something about number 5, and then they went to that, and they found her guilty on the OUI and not on leaving the scene of an accident. So clearly they knew that there wasn't an accident.
which is like, it's like music to hear.
It
Like
is. It's still unbelievable.
they saw it, they got it, they understood
Yeah.
what they got it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so
And
thankful.
they did a great job. I mean, they deliberated for however many days that was. I don't even know what day today is. So like 3 days and a couple of hours on Friday. They never came back with big long fancy notes saying that they were deadlocked and they didn't agree on, like moral issues or biases or whatever the case may be. They did the work and they got it done. And they
And
should be proud of themselves.
those questions, I thought those questions were great. I thought
They
those were
were.
great questions they came back with. What time are we doing for the OUI? When I was like, "Oh, you guys are really, you're thinking about this." Like, it
Yeah.
showed me that they were actually considering everything and thinking about this, and the questions gave me so much hope, and I
And
can't
they
wait
were,
to
I
get
think it was
Foreman.
7 women and 5 men that deliberated. I think that was the breakdown. It could have been vice versa, but I think it was 7 women and 5 men, all from completely different walks of life, I'm sure. And they came together. They realized the severity of their job, and they did it.
Did you know, or did you see, or have you heard of like when they announced it? And obviously, you can hear from the cameras. You could hear the roar outside. Did any of them react to that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably not.
probably
Probably
not.
not. And you know what? They're taken out of the courtroom right away once they're done with their job.
Okay.
They're often very, ushered out, and then they go to their jury room, and then the judge will go in and talk to them. She did that every day, I think. It's very sacred. The jury is a very sacred thing. Like, that part of the process was interesting. And there were times during jury selection, the courthouse was kind of empty, and we'd be walking about, like going to the bathroom or something, and I'd be on the stairs, and Auntie Bev would be coming up the stairs, and I'd just like kind of like stand back. She always got a court officer with her, and I would be like, excuse me, I'm sorry, because like one time I almost like walked right into her. I didn't. She came around a corner, and I was walking, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay."
Is she literally little, like Kim said?
Oh, I was the one who told Kim she is tiny, 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 tiny. She's probably like 5'2". She's little. And
That's
she
so
wears
funny.
stilettos every day, like stilettos.
What
And she
color?
likes black. She had a pair of black ones that she really likes, but she dresses in very vibrant colors.
Like her
Like,
seafoam green?
no, like bright yellow, bright pink, like the color of your sign.
Oh, like pastel neon type of colors?
Oh, like bright, not pastel, bright.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so interesting.
Yeah, she likes her colors. Yeah, we'd see her walking to get a coffee, or, going into CVS.
Oh God, I don't know what I would do if I saw her going to CVS. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Hi."
I mean, I didn't see her going into CVS, but I did see her on the sidewalk one day before court, going to get a coffee. She's always got a court officer with her. She's never alone, but yeah, I mean, I've seen her walking into court in the morning. Mia, she's always dressed very, very bright and happy colors.
I just like I'm elated. Today feels a lot like yesterday was amazing, but it was heavy. Today feels
Yeah.
like a day you can finally breathe.
Yesterday was surreal.
Is there any?
It was like an out of body experience.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe it was crazy. I'm like, I still like I couldn't believe it. I think until today, talking to you about it, right? Like being like, oh, it really did happen. It feels like a little bit realer, but
I went on Melanie's show and I was still bawling my eyes out. I was like, I couldn't even talk when I went on, and the faces I was making, I was like, Kelly Ann, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you go on TV at a time like that? But I love Mark and Melanie, and I mean, they've been like so amazing. And she had sent me a link in the morning and was like, would you come on today? Like before she knew we were going to have a verdict. And I was like, okay. And then I just jumped on. I was like, I don't know, it was crazy. And then I watched it back when we were driving home, and I was like, oh dear Lord.
oh no, come on.
Maybe I should have waited, but it was so like real in that moment, and I needed to thank her. And like she was crying, and Mark was overwhelmed, I could tell. And
Look at you looked great on Melanie's channel. We were all crying.
yeah,
Kelly, we were
it was
all crying.
wild.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
We saw you. You were fine. We were so
I
happy.
hugged a million people I didn't know, or it was crazy.
Perfect timing. Beautiful, authentic
Yeah.
moment. Beautiful day. Happy colors, like to disguise. Oh, blue sky. It was so
No
nice seeing you.
negativity. We get
No
a whole week
negativity.
off.
No, right. We said that. No more negative. Kelly, you looked great. We were all crying. Oh my God. Yeah. I was actually sobbing. Nursey, I was sobbing. Kelly, you're a boss.
Yeah.
Thank you for this, says Lara. We had snot. I had snot. I still do a little bit. So fabulous. I was crying in Costco. I was watching and I was bawling with you, and I never cry. I bawled my eyes out. Oh my God. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
like we were all in it together. It was all
We
it was like
were.
no one
And
would
we
watch
all
be like, oh my
deserved it.
God.
Every single solitary one of you. This was not just about somebody with the last name Reed. It was not just about our family. You're all our family now, right? We're friends who became family. You're strangers. And I don't think people really understand, like, they feel like I'm not doing anything. I could only give $5, or I was there, but you didn't see me. It doesn't matter. We felt your love. We felt your support. I can't express that enough, how much we felt it. We knew you were there. We knew you were fighting for us. We knew you believed in Karen. We knew you had our backs. And we knew you weren't going to give up for as long as it took. And if this went to a fucking trial 3, everybody would have still been there. Right?
Big time.
I mean, and I mean that sincerely. We really do feel that way. We really, really do.
You're not wrong. And I was talking to Laura Alessi, and I was like, what do you think if this goes to a third one? Like I don't know. I think Alan would say, I don't know. I don't think your dad would, right? Like he has stuff to do. She was like, oh, he would absolutely be. And I was like, okay. I didn't think so. And I think even Turtle Boy said, like, I don't think Bob Alessi's going to stay or whatever. And she was like, no. He doesn't. He hates to lose. He's not losing. Like, we're not giving up. But I completely agree. Like it doesn't matter what you bring to the table. You bring something to the table. The table wouldn't be the table without everything that people bring. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's $1. It doesn't matter. It's like you being there, your support, your presence. Like you are this one person, and you're choosing to support this. That is more than enough.
Right. I mean, there's people in Africa and Australia and London and all over the freaking world watching this trial and fully invested in Karen and supporting our family. And I mean, the money that was raised, and I mean, Karen said it perfectly. Like, this is your defense. You're paying for this. This is your defense. And they listened. They watched the shows, and some of the stuff that, you know, people questioned or pointed out, they listened to it and they made the changes. And then some of it was just nonsense. Kelly, can you tell the defense this? Kelly, could you tell Alan Jackson that? No, I don't tell the defense what to do. I'm not telling Alan Jackson. Some lady on YouTube said do this. It's not happening.
Kelly, can you tell Alan Jackson that I was watching a tarot reader and she said to watch for all the times that Bev winks in the left eye. Each time it's gonna do this and signal to this person. But I need to
Oh my
echo this
God,
sentiment.
Bev wrote a note. Again, they are working. They're trying to pass notes about numbers of evidence or you know, stuff like that. I mean, they can't, she knows she's on a microphone, so she can't whisper. So I mean, we were writing notes back and forth. We had yellow stickies. They all didn't say Bev Canone sucks. We were working, they were working. It is a fully functioning courtroom.
I feel like you have to remind people that, like,
Yeah.
because they do think they like
She
the
looked
word.
at Hank Brennan. She winked at him. I mean, there was some fishy stuff. I mean, come on. We did catch some good stuff on hot mics, but not all of it was. I promise. Not all of it was.
I have to echo this from Diane. We should all have a cousin like Kelly.
Yes.
I couldn't agree with that. Oh,
How did that happen?
it just happens. Sometimes I do things and it just happens on my thing. Like it happened yesterday too. Like I think if I do this, sometimes things happen. Sometimes I don't know. Do it again.
It's not happening anymore. Oh, that was wild. The universe agrees. Everybody should have a Kelly Reed.
It's true. It's true. And I've said this before. I've told you this. You remind me a lot of my godmother, who was in the chat room the other day, who like takes care of the whole family. And she's the head of the cousins. My dad was one of 12. You come from a big family. And
yeah, I think there are like 30 something of us. Like a Bill's generation, because I'm Bill's generation.
And you take care. And my cousin Shelly would be my dad's generation. And it's like she's the oldest one, and she took care of all of us, made sure everything was okay always. She was tough. She had her favorites. You wouldn't cross her ever.
I'm tough. I can be tough. I'm strong-willed, and you know, I think we all had, every one of us had a little bit of tunnel vision in our own way. Like this is hyper focused on this kind of thing. But we pulled it together, right? We stuck by each other and got it done. And again, you know, I can't take credit. My sister, my other cousins, my cousin Lori, my cousin Debbie, my cousin Noah. I mean, my cousin Jason and Chris and Jason's wife Jody, Jason's sister-in-law Sarah, you know, like my little cousin Charlotte and Ben, like everybody was always around. It's just their last name's not Reed, so people might not have known them so well, but we were all there and we all love Karen. I don't love her any more than any of them, and you know, they're all equally important. And the most important thing is that Bill knows that. Karen knows that, you know. It doesn't matter what everybody else knows or thinks.
Getting to see you guys, like, even at the fundraiser, seeing your whole family together. Or I remember when I first went to when I met you the first time I went to, like, outside the courthouse, I met Nathan, and him, like, that's like, it reminded me so much of me and my sister. I would do anything for my sister. That's my best friend. Talk to her every day. I talk to her like Proctor amounts of time per day. Like that's how close we are.
Yeah, my sister Tammy and I too.
Yes, and it's I don't know what I would do without them. And I saw, like, I just imagine, like, what if that was my sister? I would be doing the same exact thing. Like whatever it takes.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Whatever it takes.
And everybody's life, I mean, and particularly Bill and Janet and Nathan's, their whole lives have gotten put on hold. And now, you know, they get to live their life. And I talked to Nathan this morning and I was like, so what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And he's like, I have no fucking idea, you know, like, what do we do now? You know, we don't have a motion to write. We don't have you know, we just get to go back to our lives.
You enjoy it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it.
My sister has called me about 42 times during this stream because she wants to go to the beach.
Go to the beach with her. Go to the beach with your sister.
No. I can't go. I've got some work to do, but I'm sure that's what she's calling about.
All right. Well, do you want to go back to your sister?
No, I'm fine. I'll finish answering some more questions and then I'll come on another time in like a week or so without my love glasses. I'll do my hair. I just literally woke up this morning, showered, put it in a bun, and then I went on and you weren't on, and I'm like, jerk. He told me to come on at 8 o'clock and he's not even on. I got up. So I was putzing around the house and then I saw that you did come on. And I was like, all right, I gotta go to Starbucks.
My dog Gino, so like 3 weeks ago, I didn't tell anyone this. 3 weeks ago, he got bit by another dog. Like
Oh
bad,
no.
like bleeding
Oh,
everywhere. Like it was wicked bad and it was so sad. But I
I'm
didn't say anything because I don't want
sorry.
people to. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
you don't want to take away from it.
No, I didn't. So but he's a little shit. Like I can see how he got bit. Like I can see because he doesn't leave you. He's crazy. And so he has a electric collar on, but today, and he's done this before, he doesn't care. He'll see something, he'll go right through it. He goes right, and he went right through it this morning, and I like went to go chase him. I came back and it was like I was like, I need to like wipe the sweat off my body and like chill before I do this.
Oh my God, I hugged Dennis Sweeney yesterday. And I mean, he's like the godfather of boots on the ground, right? I freaking love Dennis Sweeney. And he was crying. I was crying. That man was sweating so much. The whole side of my face was soaked. It was so hot out there yesterday in those crowds. And I was just like, I've never been happier because somebody else's sweat in my life.
He is a warrior. I mean, he was up there constantly. People thought I was him.
I know. I said to him, you don't have to go stand on a sidewalk this Sunday. What are you ever going to do? Like every Sunday, rain, snow. I mean, he went out and was like breaking up ice and shoveling so that people were safe on the sidewalk.
I've heard stories that I don't want to like out their stories, but that he has done some very, very kind things for
Some what?
Very, very kind things for people to make sure they were safe and to make sure they were okay. And I don't want to tell his story or like out whoever told me this, but I've heard stories that makes me be like, that's a really good person and he's in this for the right reason with a good heart.
Dennis, Peter Murphy, Scott McGinnis.
It was Scott. It was Scott
Scott's
too.
got my whole heart. I fucking love Scott McGinnis, Neil Kelleher, Dina, Rita.
Rita, yeah.
There are so many of them. Gail and Carol and Kevin. I mean, they were the original crew, the OGs. I finally got to meet Gail yesterday. I don't think I've ever met her in person after all this time. There are so many people. There are too many people. Like you can't name names because then you leave people out. I mean, I can remember like Big Bad Erica. We'd see her every day at Star Market last trial. And then I'd come out of court and Chrissy Mello would have like a Diet Coke or a tequila. Last year it was so hot. They'd always have like an ice cold Diet Coke or an ice cold bottle of water for us. And they took such good care of us. They really did. It was like those little things that people don't know. I mean, sometimes there was drama and all of that, but they didn't really pull us into all of that stuff. And no matter what, they got the job done. They stayed together. They were wonderful. Yeah, some of the stories are wild. It's fun.
But it's like if you're in something with someone for a lot of them 2 years, 2+ years, there's gonna be drama. There's gonna be stupid stuff. Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and not everybody's personalities are gonna click all the time. And there were so many new people this year. Like we had, like Boozy Beauty was there and Brandy. Is it Boston Brandy?
Boston Brandy.
Boston Brandy, she was wonderful. Her and her husband, right? That's her husband?
Yes.
Yeah, they're married. I wasn't sure. There was like a whole new, JFK and James Jackson, like they're a freaking riot. And, there were so many wonderful new additions to the musical this year. And yeah, it was great. Everybody was so good and they all brought something different to the table and they were all fierce and strong advocates in their own right. And yeah, we're blessed.
So many people, like you said, like they each play a different role and they each do their own thing and not everyone's going to like each other. You're not going to like all the people out there covering this, but there's something for everyone for a reason, right?
Right.
There's this question that I wanted to bring up that I liked. What is Karen most looking forward to? Do you know? A vacation?
I don't know. I mean, this is my own opinion. I'm not speaking on Karen's behalf. Yep. I don't know if Karen remembers what it was like to just live. I think that's going to take some time for her to figure out.
Completely. I completely agree. It's like
I think at some point she may have like a breakdown, like just cry. Maybe she had it. I know that she had it different times during deliberations for different reasons. I think she's probably going to have some PTSD. You know, that's a lot of fear, worrying that you're going to go to jail. I mean, she was packed to go to prison. There was a vehicle there to take her to prison for the rest of her life. I'll share this. I moved her to Boston, and when we pulled out of her parents' driveway, there was a moment, because you don't know that you're ever going to go back to your mom and dad's house again, right? And so she's going to need to decompress. She's going to need some time off. She's going to want time with family. She's still got civil lawsuits to deal with. I'm sure she's got plans, and they'll be wonderful. Whatever she's going to do, it's going to be good, because God saved her for a reason, right?
I think God chose her for a reason,
And he saved her for a reason.
I really do. I really, really do think that.
I think whatever she does will be magical.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's going to change. I think it's a shift that needed to happen in the world. And I think she's going to change things. Cheryl asked, does Karen still need donations to her defense fund? I put it in, and I'm still doing it because I feel like she just got out. Homegirl doesn't have any money. She hasn't been working.
I don't know how that will work. So I don't know what she still has left for bills. I mean, obviously she personally needs money. I don't know who she owes what to, and how that all plays out, but I know, like, going forward, so the defense fund is not going to remain open for civil suits or any of that stuff. I mean, that was a criminal trial defense fund set up through Alan's office. So I would imagine at some point, once the bills are paid, that will need to be closed. And I'm pretty sure that anything remaining in that goes to some other advocacy place. Like, that's the point of that defense fund. If there's like money remaining, I know it goes to something else, and I can't for the life of me right now remember what that is, but I don't know. I'll ask. I'll find out. Maybe send her a Venmo.
I was just going to say, let me take that out and say thank you, defense fund, and let me put the Venmo up.
Yeah. She may still have a ton of bills, and I don't know. I'm an accountant, but not her accountant for this. So.
Oh, okay. And the Q&A. Oh, someone wants to know, because this is a musical, who would you like to play you in the musical as a actor, actress? Who's like, who do you want to play you? I know. I
don't know anybody who sings.
Well, we can have someone dub their voice.
Am I looking Julia Roberts-ish this morning? Cinda fucking Rella?
I think Julia Roberts, you do have big lips. I noticed that. You have nice lips. You do. Yeah, you
big
do.
Shitties.
They're big. They're like when you first
They're
came
mine.
on, I was like, did she get them done? Did she get them done?
No.
So that would play you. Okay, let me go to the other questions. Some of these.
No, I have no idea. I don't know about that. You guys decide. Who do you think should play me?
Let us know. Who do you think will play Kelly Reed in the movie? Today's verse of the day on the Holy Bible app is, thanks be to God, he gave us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. 1 Corinth 15:57. So
I love that.
There you go. There you go
that.
from the Bible verse. Let me see if there's any other questions here.
One of my favorites is from Corinthians, I think, and it's be still and know that I am God. That's a good chapter, I think. Not that I know it. Like, I'm not a Bible verse person. I don't know them all, but that's a good one. Yeah.
I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. Like I'm thrilled, and I'm happy for you. And oh, I like this one. Where is it? I like this one. I'm thrilled and I'm happy and I'm proud of you. And I feel like you should go to the beach with your sister though. But this.
I don't know that I have time today. I can't see. It says
Connie Britton. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
Oh.
It just says
Oh.
yes, right? Is that what it said? Yes.
It said Connie Britton, yes, and I completely agreed. She's an actress. She was on Friday Night Lights. She has red hair.
Friday
She's
Night Lights. That's clear minds, full heart, can't lose. Isn't that the line from that?
it's a show.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that show or no?
Oh, yeah. The mother. She was the mother, right? Wasn't
Yes,
she the football coach's wife?
she
Is that what
was.
I'm thinking of?
She's yes. Everyone's saying yes. Pretty one. She's very
I don't
pretty.
have red hair though.
You kind of do though, a little bit,
No, not even a little bit.
and it would look nice on you.
It'll never happen. I like
No.
brown hair.
All right. Well, can she still play you?
Sure.
Okay, that's all that matters.
I know who she is.
Julia
I know
Moore?
who she is.
No. Mm-mm. No, I don't think so.
God, everybody's picking redheads.
I know. Well, you do. It is like a little. Her hair color can be changed. Yes, Kate. Oh my God, Kate Winslet. They are picking red.
Yeah.
What was a nice moment for you from this trial? What was just a nice moment? Can you think of any like anything that like touched your heart, or you were like, oh, that like made you laugh, or made you like,
Oh, there are too many. I don't think I could think of one right now. But I will tell you that getting to hug my family yesterday was all I really needed.
That's it. Like, and not hug them and have to worry or be like, what's gonna happen next? Hugging
It
them and
wasn't
be
sadness. It wasn't fear. It wasn't, all right, well, I'll see you back here tomorrow. It was just, our girl's okay. She's okay.
and it took a
Other
ton
than
of.
that, I can't think right now. There's just too many. It's been too long and too many, and it's too much pressure.
We love you, Kelly Reed. We love you
I
here.
love all of you.
Like, we
I
love you.
Jimmy. You know I love you.
I do know that. I do.
I tell you every day.
We tell each other that a lot.
I know. I'm a big I love you person. I'm a hugger and I'm an I love you.
But it's true. It's like you create a family here, and like you guys are the actual family. But like, it's like, God, I love these people. Like, they're just. I think everyone relates to you. Everyone can feel it, and we know that like. It's all good. It's good, and I think like for us getting to see you guys hug each other and feel this way is like, this is what we wanted.
I know. I was like trying to get to Nathan, and there were so many. The state police had told us like we are getting her out of here. Like, and she got a state police escort. I'm pretty sure out of the area, if not all the way back to her hotel. Keeping her safe was all that they wanted, and they had barriers up and cars everywhere, and like Nathan was coming down the stairs, and him and I have been like so close, and I was trying to get to him and I couldn't, and he was like holding my hand. It was like, and he was like, being just swallowed into the crowd. And so I was like, yeah, screw you people. I ran down the grass and caught them at the corner, and I just jumped off the sidewalk into his arms, and we were like hugging and crying, and then I finally got to see Bill and Janet, and yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
I saw some people asking if like, how do they feel? How do they feel today? I saw a few of those. Like, what's she doing? Are they happy today? Have you talked to any of them? Have you heard anything? Like you said, Nathan was wondering, like, what do I do? Like, we don't have any emotions to write.
Karen's been in Boston, so she's gonna move home. I'm sure the attorneys are packing up, and Liza and Alan will leave. If they're not leaving today, tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that Alan's probably anxious to get home to Lisa and his daughter, and yeah, and Alan was super cute. Like he's so like he's Alan on the podium, right? And he could have a witness on, and every day at the 11 o'clock break, he went out and FaceTimed his daughter, and you could see him walking around the hallway going, "You did? Oh my God, that's great. Can I see a picture?" And like he was talking in like his daddy voice to his little girl, and it was very sweet. I mean, they're human beings. They truly put their whole lives on hold, and I'm excited for them to get to go home and sleep in their own beds and be with their families, and for Karen to go home. And I mean, she doesn't really have a home, but she's got her mom and dad's home. I assume that's where she's going to go for now. I assume she'll probably take off for a little while. I don't want to talk about what she's going to do because that's private to her. But again, she's apparently going to do a DUI class, and she's got some civil suits, and that was all put on hold for the criminal trial. And I don't know when that will be put back up, but I'm sure she's going to go sit at a beach. I mean, her and Bill and Janet love to go to the beach. I'm sure they'll go to the beach, and there'll be long days of like reading and sleeping and trying to say thank you. I'm sure she'll start planning book deals and movie deals and what show she's going to go on first. And I love you all, but I sure hope, as far as content creators, Aiden gets that, because he deserves it. And I'm sure she'll make the rounds. I mean, I've had dinner with the defense attorneys multiple times, and they've talked about going on different creator shows afterwards, like you guys, not just like the Howie Carrs and the Billy Bushes and the big famous world national people. They want to come and talk to all of you for what all of you did. So I'll add you to the list. You can do a little, pick one. Who do you want? Laura can get Bob to come on.
I don't know if you know, I call Kat every morning in the car. We go, Karen, you know what's going on here? So we've talked. That's what we do. I take out the white phone and I tell her what's going on in the chat room, and I'm like, this
I
person
love that you call her Kat.
That's me and Nurse Kim came up with that.
We call her K, like just the letter K, but like if we text about her, it's K-A-Y. So she's K. So you call her Kat, which is my initials. Her and I have the same exact initials. She's Karen Ann Reed. I'm Kelly Ann Reed. So Kat, Kel, what's up, bitches?
Kel, I got Kel here. Yeah, Kat, it's me, Kel. Yeah. So you're gonna come on or what? Yeah, you gotta yell at the people. Thank you, Kat. All right. Yeah. Good luck with your whole thing. All right. Bye. Yeah.
So the Glera has lucked out, right? And she's shown up on his show twice. So she'll come on. She will. She'll need a little time, but she will. And imagine that day when you're like, I have a guest to bring on, and people will be like, fuck Kelly Reed, we got Karen.
Let her breathe. Let the girl breathe. Yeah. She was just free. But I do think when her and Turtle Boy have the show, oh my God, I'm clearing.
Did you see their picture on? That was freaking badass.
Awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. Was good. I'm going to like sit. I'm going to get popcorn because I just feel like, him, he likes to talk. I feel like they're going to spill so much good stuff. It's like when he hear the good insight. Yeah.
They know good stuff. Let me tell you. Well, and some of the stuff they know is protected stuff, right? And so they can't talk about it with the public, but they can talk about it together. And what a relief that had to have been for Aiden too, because he's been also falsely accused of a lot of things, in my opinion.
Allegedly.
And I pray to God that this was one step in the right direction for him too, because the witness intimidation stuff is a bunch of
bullshit. I'll say it. Bullshit. Yeah.
Well, didn't the court reporter lady say bullshit? Oh no, it was La Posada.
Oh,
Dr. La Posada.
Oh, the queen of all queens.
She was awesome.
I want her.
She was awesome.
I think.
And you know who else? You know who's like really badass in person is Dr. Russell. She is small but mighty. That woman.
Dr. Russell.
There are no flies on her, and I would be like, Dr. Russell, like you must, you must be so tired. Like, she comes from California. She was on a red eye. She probably did 14 surgeries the day before, and she's like, oh no, dear, I'm used to working 24 hours a day. Like she is tough. But La Posada was awesome.
Oh, she was everything.
She was phenomenal.
She was everything.
I am a huge fan of the Crash Daddies.
Oh, I mean, they were great. They've been great. They've always been great. Like, and they're just like you can tell by looking at someone what kind of person they are, and like they're buttoned up, they're clean. You feel like you gotta trust them. You know, obviously Dr. Wolf is like very handsome. He's not the worst to look at. He's not the
Some might want to take a bath in those dimples.
Some might want to have that bath water and have a nice ice glass of it for
Mm.
a little snack. And people love him.
I have been in his company, and it's even more impressive in person.
Is he tall? People say he was short, but I feel
He's
like
very tall. No,
That's
he's
what I
very
thought.
tall.
Yeah, someone was
He's tall.
posting that he was like 5'5".
Rensler was even taller. You know who's really tall that doesn't look it is Yuri Buchanan.
Is he? Because
yeah, he's so stocky. He's like kind of solid. Like he doesn't look tall, but he is.
Do you think he did a decent job reading the messages?
I was there for that, and
From an actor standpoint,
it was kind of funny how it changed, like from
you
the
noticed
beginning
that
to
too.
the end. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it was very interesting to me to watch him. He got into the
What was
role.
even more interesting was him trying to deny that it was flirting. I don't know. It was two people talking. Like, come on, shut the fuck up. You know, like, you have children. You know what it's like to flirt. You're married.
I have a feeling at that point.
We saw you on the dance floor, Yuri. We
yes,
know you know.
Yes, we know you know. We know you like to perform. We know you love you've never met an audience you didn't like. And but I felt like he was almost being like just defiant at that point. But I think he did. In my mind, I saw him come around to being like, yeah, like, okay, yes, of course it was. But when he was reading it, he was like, no, yes. What do you mean? Where have you been? Haven't heard from you. And I'm like, oh my God, like you're really getting into this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a Yuri fan at all, but he is tall.
Yeah. I didn't know he was tall. He looks like he'd be short. He has the face of like a short guy. Yeah, the crash studies were great, but La Posada, and I will save it. There is a story about Dr. Russell, which I'm waiting for. There's a certain person that's going to come on. We're going to talk about it, but I've heard a Dr. Russell story that is unfriggin' believable. But she was like one of the first cops in Medford?
Yeah. Female.
Yeah.
She's pretty badass. She's got a great story. She's like all things combined, you know.
Mm-hmm. La Posada though. Ooh, that day.
Yeah, she was like stealth, like, you know, in her defiance, in her I don't know. And like she came in and like Joe Krowski Sr. was there every day. And she hugged him. And like she had a relationship of some sort, like a professional relationship, definitely a friendship of some kind with Krowski. And I don't know, like Brennan just didn't push back on her like he did with everybody else. And that was the most amazing. More amazing than her was the fact that she somehow put him in his place. And when she stood up for him, he didn't attack her personality like he did with everybody else.
It was like, what? God.
No, I was just going to say, do you have a problem with your memory? Like when he said that to Dr. Russell and she went,
right.
He didn't pull that with Dr. La Posada.
You couldn't. You can't because good afternoon, 6 minutes until.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can't hear you because your hand is in front of your mouth.
It didn't matter how fast she was going because the car didn't hit John.
God. You were there. Were you in there that day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, I was.
I looked around. I'm watching it by myself, but I'm like, it just felt like that was the moment it started looking up for me. Like really, really, without a shadow of a doubt, looking up. I was like, this is it. Like, this is the savior. Like, we didn't know we needed her. Like, she is knocking this guy to the ground. She's not letting he can't phase her.
I know. And we knew she was going to be good. Like we knew what her report said, obviously, and everything. And I think a lot of people didn't know a lot about her. And so that was very unexpected, but her strength was amazing.
Dude, even when they brought up the Rhode Island fire, I remember thinking in my mind, I'm like, you can bring up whatever you want. She's going to make you look worse. Like, she's going to kill you. Like, you can
Yeah.
bring up the worst thing she's ever done in her life, and she will turn it around and make you look like the asshole. Like, she was just so good. I loved her. I loved that woman. I hope she knows, like, how much we all, like,
I think
are
all of
bowing
Karen's
down.
witnesses were strong in their convictions and strong in their beliefs, and even though they tried to throw wrenches in it, I mean, they believed that Karen was innocent. And I mean, for the crash daddies took a lot of heat, but they didn't know Karen. They didn't know the defense. They performed all of that not knowing who the hell we were. They knew nothing about us when they formed their opinion. So the fact that Rensselaer ate a fucking ham sandwich at the church on the last day of testimony in the last trial, we never thought we were going to see that man again in our life. We thought they were going to free Karen the last time, and we were never going to see Rensselaer again. So we ate a freaking ham sandwich, and we said hello to him. Like, it's not like we were having private conversations or talking about the case. I mean, they're brilliant men. They're fascinating.
Look at this. That's what they needed to do, though. The straws they had to grasp at to, like, try and get anything out of this. That just goes to show you, like, and look what the jury obviously thought the same exact thing. Because look at what today is. So he can eat whatever kind of fucking sandwich you want. Yep. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. Christina asked a question that I love.
Not all Kellys are built alike.
Okay, so wait. Okay, I do have to ask you this. Say you go to put your car somewhere and the door closes behind you. What would one call that? Begins with a G. How do you say that word?
No, I know exactly the word, but I thought it was hysterical that you picked up on it, because in person, it was even more. There was more of a J at the end of garage. How did she? I don't even know how she said it.
Garage.
She could not say garage. Yeah. That was weird. That was really weird that she couldn't say garage. I don't know where the cameras were. The fuck you don't. Anybody who stepped foot in a police room, I mean, the whole thing's cameras. Like, the person who's running dispatch is in charge of the whole police station. They can see every square inch of the police station and the police parking lot. Do they think we're idiots? That's the thing I used to want to stand up and scream. Do you think we're dumb?
16 seconds to answer that question. Are there cameras? It took her 16 full counts, 16 seconds to answer that question. And no, she can't pronounce garage. And that to me was the biggest travesty. More than the split ends, more than the lying, more than the being a bitch. I'm like, wait, yeah, that's all cool, but why can't you say the word garage?
Got a mouthful of marbles. What's going on in there? And I think as much as you could see when the Commonwealth was attacking our experts or our witnesses, it had the same effect with Kelly. Like, it only made her look bad. It had the reverse effect than what they were trying to go for. Like, she was trying to put Alan Jackson in his place. I called the FBI. Oh, you did? You tattled on me? Great. Let's call them back and see what they think now. Their defiance and their let's not talk about it. It's a good day today.
It's a good day today.
But yeah, that was bullshit. But for everyone for her, what about our Dighton crash cop daddy, truth daddy,
Poppy Barrows? Oof.
Ooh, I'm going to tell you, the first trial, I was in court the day he testified. And he walked in and he sat down. And when he said it was cracked but not broken, I started to cry. It was the only time I ever cried during the first trial. And immediately following him was Michael Proctor. And to sit in that courtroom and watch my cousin Bill with his arm around his wife and Karen, like, in my peripheral vision over to my left, and to watch her watch him say the things we knew were in those text messages, but the public didn't know, like to hear, to watch that unfold. I cried that whole day from the minute he told the truth until the minute Proc took it off the stand, until the minute I got home in my bed. I cried that whole day.
That was a big one. That was a big
Yes.
one. That was a big one. And like, I feel like you can hear when people tell the truth. I feel like you can hear when people aren't trying to pull one over on you, and you can see it on their face. I just feel like it's very obvious. And with him, it's just like you could tell he's genuine, and there'd be no reason for him to say anything other than his truth of what happened and
Right.
light. And it was
I
beautiful.
wonder if it's okay now for us to like I was worried I would see somebody like out in public, because some of these people, you know, do live in the area. You know, I would certainly have walked away because I would never want to do anything, you know, to risk Karen's thing. But there are some people I would really just like to give a hug to now.
I think you can. I think that's more than okay.
You know,
I think it's
like just
way more than okay.
I respect your honesty kind of thing more than,
Mhm.
you know, not fangirling, you know, like Bettero always says, like, I'm not part of the movement. I'm not fangirling, like not in a fangirling kind of way, but thank you for having the moral compass and the integrity and the strength to fight the machine, to speak your truth. Not for Karen. I mean, I feel like some of them, like I don't feel like Nick Barros, he doesn't know Karen. He doesn't
Mhm.
give two craps about her, you know, but he wanted to tell his truth, you know? And that's the most awesome thing about it, is that he wanted to tell his truth, not he wasn't doing it to protect Karen or what did Brennan say, be an advocate. He
Oh,
wasn't
that
advocating for Karen Reed. He was speaking the truth.
when he used that word, he used it against La Posada too. And you can see it on her face. She was like, "Do you want me to smack you across the face?"
Yeah.
But like, Poppy Barros was so good up there, and like when he was just like, he's like, he knew. He's like, what I saw, it was not that. I'll tell you what it wasn't, and that was not it for sure. And
Right.
if he never said that, if he never like came forward about that, I think that would have ate him up on the inside. That like
Exactly.
he could have done something to help, and he didn't.
Right.
And I think a lot of people had something they thought could help, but they didn't. In my opinion, I can imagine that's the truth.
We know that that's the truth. And I often wondered like how those people sleep at night, and were Karen to have been convicted, how would they have felt? And do they think that they're okay now because she wasn't?
They're not.
I
It's
know.
probably even worse,
I know.
as it should be.
I know.
Sorry, as it should be.
And in some people's defense, like maybe for the people, that's a story for another day.
Okay, you just remain positive.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about that kind of stuff right now. But
Happiness,
happiness,
La Posada.
happy, joy. Yeah, we can play your my favorite video song of yours and dance around. And I can't tell you how many times I put that video on in the morning, like if I felt like I was in a funk or in a mood. And I love that Turtle Boy has it as his opener now, like that he loved it. And yeah, you don't get enough credit for being so amazing.
I don't want, nor do I need credit.
I know, but I love you, and you are amazing, and your mind is brilliant. And the weed whacker comments in that song, in the big thick neck daddy Higgins or whatever the hell you said, like it's just the way your mind works. It's brilliant, and I love it.
Thank
and
you,
I
Kelly.
love you.
I love you too. I really
you.
appreciate that. And I am going to share that you do like another song.
Okay.
You know which one?
I
You
don't know
messaged me
what one,
about
but
it.
you can share about it. You can share. I don't care.
Sometimes the
Wrap me out.
snow comes
Comes
down.
down in June. Yes, I do. I love them all. I do. I really do. I love them all. I find myself walking around, like, I'll put my AirPods in and I'm like vacuuming or dusting and, you know, like I've shut Melanie off, or I'm waiting for the young jerks to come on, or I'm waiting for you to come on in the morning in the car, and I'm like literally listening to that. Because there's some days, you know, like drive to court and you just want to cry your eyes out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, get it together, get it together. So I would just put something like that on, and it always just lifted our spirits. And I think it's great that Bettero goes on every show and tells everybody you're one of his. Did you hear him on the Young Jerks last night? Yeah, I think that's awesome.
I appreciate that.
And Nick
Especially
Rocco has a blast. Like Nick Rocco, I will love that man for the rest of my life. I just love him and Jenna. They're freaking amazing people. He's like another brother to us now. The sacrifices that he made and the stuff that he did, and he's phenomenal. And I love Nick. And I'm happy for this for him as much as I am for Karen and all of you too, you know.
it's just like it's great. It's all great.
Yeah.
And I love Nick, and I love Jenna. They're amazing. I think Jenna's so funny.
Yeah.
And I think
And
Nick
I mean,
is,
you get Joe Flipperhead to come on and like reveal himself, and Olivia coming on, and Olivia's got to do some shows now and show her face because she's gorgeous.
thank you.
So I
Thank
got to
you.
get
It's
her to do
time.
that.
Let's
I told
go.
her, I'm like, pick a show. Me, you, and Bettero will go on.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
she's amazing. I freaking love her. Love her. I hear her voice and it just calms me. And she's so analytical and funny all at the same time. You know, she's a good person with a good heart. And her and Lana Del Turdo, whoever the heck that is, have been great advocates on Twitter.
She was on Billy Bush, right? Wasn't Olivia on Billy Bush?
Oh, I don't know. Did she go on him? She was on Howie Carr.
Oh, Howie Carr. She should go on
Yeah.
Billy Bush too.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
see his
Billy Bush is
reaction to the
hot.
verdict? Isn't he a nice looking man?
Yes. I want to run my fingers through his hair. I do. I just want to like run my. He's such like the quintessential like Irish Catholic Massachusetts guy, you know. Young Joe Reed. Like he reminds me of my dad. My dad was like that, you know. Irish and thick wavy hair. I do. I want to run my fingers through his hair.
I love his voice. I love his knowledge of the trial. Like,
yeah.
And did you see his reaction to the verdict?
I did. I watched that yesterday. Yeah.
It was like
I didn't see anything from was the lawyer, you know. I didn't see anything from him yesterday, so I have to go check that out. And Papa Tragos was fantastic.
I like Papa Tragos. The lawyer, you know, if you know, you know, I like also. Sometimes I wish he was a little harder, and sometimes I want him to like really come down and pick a stance and whatever. Because sometimes I want to be like, can you stop considering everyone's feelings here? I don't want you to be so nice.
But I find Bettero and Melanie are the same way about certain things. They just, I think, respect the process too much. Maybe.
I think Bettero is realistic, which I love because he'll be like, you guys are overthinking it. Well, I don't know the answer to that. That's a question no one can answer, blah, blah. Melanie's gotten a little spicier.
She has. And Melanie After Dark with the Glera. That's straight fire. I love Melanie After Dark.
I do too. Melanie, when she's on when she goes to someone else's house, I think is like, you can't beat it. And
she's fantastic in person too, right?
Oh my God. You can't even explain.
I know.
In person.
Everybody is.
No.
My fundraiser was a blast. I'm sorry.
Your fundraiser
I took a lot of shit for that, but I need to have another one. Like a celebration party at the same place.
And you know what? Invite the exact same people and no one else.
The thing is, it was only family.
No shit.
Only family and our best friend. And the thing that people didn't understand is like there were people that like fucking cooked for Bill and Janet and cut their fucking grass, and the waitresses from their favorite restaurant, and the people that sat in the pew behind them every friggin' week at church that, you know, were doing things. And my mom hadn't seen her niece in 3 years. You know, Karen's been too busy to see half of our family, and not all of them could go to court, and not all of them wanted to be on TV for whatever their reasons, or, you know, whether it was their job or whatever it was. And so many of us worked so hard behind the scenes, and we just wanted to be together as a family. And I felt horrible that people felt excluded, or that anything was intentional. And it's water under the bridge now, but I'm going to just say publicly that
Well,
was
at
a
least
fucking blast.
no
I didn't
one
have as much fun as
overreacted.
everybody else because I was working so hard. Yeah, that was
You
good
didn't
that
even
nobody
sit down.
overreacted.
But at least no one overreacted
Never
to it.
sat down. No, yeah, it was good that everybody was cool. Yeah. I freaking went off Facebook for like 2 months because I'm like, I just can't.
It's like, dude,
Like
I don't
Karen
know.
needed. I'm going to tell you too. I'll tell you this, where that stemmed from. I was on the phone one Saturday. Bill called me, and Vanity Fair was at Karen's house doing that photo shoot or that article or whatever. That was when the girl Julie was living at her house.
Yep.
And I called Bill, or Bill called me about something, and Bill was upset. And you don't, in a sad way, not a mad way, and you don't fucking upset Bill Reed. And he was desperate. He was desperate to help his daughter, and we were, trial 2 was coming, and he needed money, and I was like, fuck it, I'll throw a fundraiser. I'll do one here, and I'll have it be just immediate family and our closest friends. And the other thing is, like, so many people went to so many things. My mother's never met Turtle Boy. She's heard about all these people. She's never met any of you. So many of our family had, and I wanted that for them as much as I wanted it for everything else. And I never even invited the content creators at first. I just reached out to all of them and said, would you send a gift basket? Would you send some of your merch and autograph it? And then the Las Vegas cops, when I talked to them, they were like, can we come out for it? And then I was like, oh God, if I say yes, you all have to come, right? So I was like, all right, I'll do 2 tables. I paid for all the content creators to come.
Yes,
I didn't
you did.
charge anybody any money. I paid for that out of my own pocket so that you guys could all come and relax and all be together. Cause like I know Nurse Kim, I know Melanie, I know Las Vegas cops, but we don't really know each other, right? We've never met in person, all of us, or all of you. And there's only so many times you could go to the well of the same people who had given and given and given. And this was a different resource for fundraising, and it got to allow our family to be together before the holidays, before the trial started and the pre-trial motions. And it got turned into something ugly. And Karen texted me that night after that, and she was like, I had the time of my life. She was safe, she was happy. I raised a lot of money, and I won't apologize for taking care of my family
that was
ever
kick
to anybody.
ass. Karen was glowing the entire night.
She was safe.
She was glowing. She
Yeah.
was fucking glowing. She was happy going around to people. She knew everyone. It was your family, and we got to be there. And it's not like, again, you were working your ass off. It's not like I was sitting down like, how's everyone doing? I was in the back sweating my tits off, getting ready to like tell a joke or two. This person's doing this. Like, we don't know. This could be the last time your family is all together. This could be the last time you guys are all together. And people tried to make you feel bad about it. And they can go fuck themselves. In my opinion, for me, not you. You didn't say that. I said that. I think they can go fuck themselves. And I think it was
might
great.
Agree. No.
Yeah, I think it was great.
Yeah, I it's all been worked out. In the end, it all worked out, and everything was fine. And I think people recognize I would never intentionally do anything to hurt anybody. That was not my goal, to exclude anybody. It was just about my family. And so for anybody who's still mad, I'm sorry, but
I'm not. I think that was when I think about the times I've spent in the past year, that's number one. That night was number one for me.
It was fun.
Meeting the Glare, meeting Melanie, meeting LTL, sitting with the LV cops, talking to you guys, getting to perform. It was a beautiful fucking night. And everyone
and it was
had
a
good
perfect
time.
place to have an event.
Perfect.
And it's a place that Bill and I grew up at. Bill and I grew up there. That's why I had it there. It's a private facility. Bill and I grew up going there. Our dads worked there as little boys, and it holds a very special place in our family's heart. And that's why I did it there. And that's why, we just wanted to be together.
It was amazing. Turtle Boy had a great time. Like, I got to meet the first time I ever met Nick and Jen, or saw them.
That was the first time you met Nick and Jenna?
Mm-hmm.
But you, what I was going to say about this whole thing, the reason I brought it up is that you posted a picture of you and Karen from that on your YouTube or your Twitter or some social media thing.
My personal
But
Facebook.
my favorite picture from that night is of you two hugging. The picture of her hugging you when she saw you and how happy she was. That is my favorite picture from that whole night. I love that picture.
I do too. Because I'm sitting there and like, I don't want to. I never want to bother anybody, like ever. Like even if I want something from someone or need something from someone, I'm like, no, they're busy. Like it's like I know people are busy. It's a heavy time. So I'm sitting down. Everyone's going over to Karen, and I'm like just sitting there, and she sees me, and she's like, "You're here," and like runs over, and we like hug, and it was just great. It was good to see her because I didn't know what her reaction. She could have been like, "You made a mockery of my whole trial.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Get out, homo."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
know what she was gonna say. But
No.
it was just great. It was beautiful, and like I could tell that everything brought her like comfort and relief, and like because it's dark. This is dark. It's very
Yeah.
dark.
And Karen doesn't get to be Karen when she's out in public, right? She's always kind of gonna put on it's not a show, but
You got to be on.
she's on edge, you know.
She's
She
on,
can't
yeah.
say the wrong thing. She knows so much and she can't let stuff slip. And I think my phone's gonna die any minute, so I am gonna have to go soon. But
That's okay.
She just got to be Karen. She just got to be Karen. Like it was like a Christmas party or a funeral or a wedding that our family had, you know. She didn't have to be anything but truly authentic to herself.
Before your phone dies, I want to get it out. Thank you so much. We love you. We love your whole family. We're all so fucking glad you guys are okay. You guys are safe. You don't have to worry. You're good. And I don't want everyone acting like this is the end. No one's going anywhere. We're still going to help each other out. We're still going to be here. We're still going to see everything through. I want everyone in the chat room, please say goodbye. Tell Kelly Reed how much you love her. And
I love you right back.
I think she's going to come back and read this when the chat repopulates. So
I promise.
Say good things. And you're gonna come back, and you're always welcome on whenever you want. But I appreciate
and
everything.
Absolutely no conspiracy theories. None.
Stop.
None.
Stop.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Kelly,
Karen
you have a wonderful day. Karen's safe, and you're safe. You're safe. You're okay, right? You're good today. Are you worried about anything?
I'm not worried about a fucking thing. Not one fucking thing.
Are you stressed out?
I don't care what the feds are doing today. I don't care. I don't care. They can come and have coffee with me for all I give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. And you shouldn't either. None of you should either. Go relax and enjoy your day. We fucking freed Karen Reed. We did it. We did it. Karen Reed is freed. FREAD. Don't spell it wrong with those double E's. Read like a book.
Freed like a book.
Freed like a book.
How great is he? Freed like a book.
No, you don't understand. My dad and his dad said that all the time because they could not stand it if somebody spelt our name REED. That was like sacrilegious to them. No, it's READ, like read a book. That's how our dads would say it. And the next time I come back, I'll tell you about our Auntie Bev because Bill Reed and I have an Auntie Bev.
We're gonna hear about it when you go.
And if she were alive, this Auntie Bev wouldn't stand a chance.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I can't wait.
Our Auntie Bev is better than their Auntie Bev. That's what I'll say that.
I can't wait to hear it. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. Have a great day.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Guys, what a special guest. What a special guest. Came to 203. Came to 203. That was Kelly Reed. That's Karen's sister. She works her ass off. I'm Karen's sister. Karen's cousin. She works her ass off to get things done here. And so I think we're gonna have a couple different guests here for summer school. A few guest teachers. You know, we'll reel in the projector. We'll put the projector up, and while we wait, and you know, you'll see everything. Oh, okay. So I got this while I was talking, and I did not want to interrupt Miss Kelly. I did not want to interrupt her. I wanted her to just be able to speak on what she wanted to speak on. But this just came in. Let's take a look at it and read it together as a class. And then, oh my God, almost 3 hours. Who am I? Who am I? I don't even feel that crazy. I don't even, look at me. I'm like the Glera. Look at me. I'm doing my 12-hour. All right, let me share the screen here. Let me add it. And let's give this a read. Let's give this a read. Read like a book. Read like a book. All right. Karen Reed, juror number 4. I think that she was innocent. Karen didn't do it. Forget reasonable doubt. One of the jurors who voted to acquit Karen Reed of a murder charge in her retrial says he felt she's completely innocent. Juror number 4, a man named Jason, joined us on TMZ Live Thursday, and we asked him what the feeling was like on the jury. Did they vote not guilty because of reasonable doubt or due to a belief that she was innocent? Because I did see some posts that were like, not guilty doesn't mean innocent. And I wanted to write back and be like, well, all I've been hearing you say is guilty. So now that she's not, what are you going to jump to now? Bitch. Keep reading. Jason tells us he doesn't think Karen even hit her then boyfriend, police officer John O'Keefe, with her car, as prosecutors claimed. He pointed out that jurors were shown video where Karen's taillight was working just fine after the alleged collision. It's interesting, with Jason saying Karen was totally innocent, that would mean someone else would be responsible for John's death. But Jason says he has no clue who that could be, and he doesn't know how John died. So this is wow, this is good insight. I'm sorry, Jason. Hold on. Hello. Interesting angle. Hi, Jason. I'm sorry, is he okay? It's not just me? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's continue reading. There are a lot of conspiracy theories about the trial. Karen's defense claims she was framed by John's cop friends, while Jason says there are plenty of holes in the police investigation. It's hard for him to say if those holes were deliberate or not. Smart. John told us there was some initial division among jurors. Jason felt some. Wait, his name was Jason. Jason. John's cop friends. John. TMZ, can you get it together? This is you guys are supposed get it together and get it correctly. Told us there was some division among jurors. Some felt she was innocent. Others said there was enough reasonable doubt. Some were unsure. A few thought she was guilty, but after deliberations, they voted to acquit her of second-degree murder. Karen was also acquitted of motor vehicle manslaughter while driving under the influence, leaving the scene of the collision that caused O'Keefe's death, and she was convicted of operating under the influence of alcohol. Jason said it was hard for prosecutors to prove there was even a collision involving Karen's car and John, and he says all the holes in the investigation convinced the jury to vote to acquit. The jury initially said they had a verdict, then recanted and came back with the verdict 15 minutes later, and Jason tells us what happened. It was about the OUI charge. Karen's case got tons of national attention. We know. And there were throngs of supporters outside her courtroom. Jason says he didn't like all that fanfare because it made his job harder. That makes sense. All right, let's watch Jason. He's cute. And on the side of truth. Okay. Is that him? Wait, that's that guy? Hold on. This is that what you ordered? what you got. All right, let's watch. Just gonna be real. Sorry, I'm just gonna tell it how it is.
Jason, the jury found Karen Reed not guilty on murder and manslaughter. Was it because they had reasonable doubt or because they thought she was innocent?
So I think for the jurors, there's a mix of some people think that she was definitely innocent, and the other people, there was a lot of reasonable doubt, at least to where we didn't want to convict her.
That's really interesting. So could you give me a breakdown there? Roughly what percentage of the jury felt she was innocent?
I mean, I can only speak for myself. I think that she was innocent. It's hard to tell exactly what people think deep down. There was a lot of things thrown at us,
What's this doing here? Jason. It's a weird spot for that to be in. Okay, girl. Go listen, you do you. I ain't shaming, you do you.
Evidence, so it's hard to tell what truly.
So you say in your head she was innocent. Does that mean you think she was framed by people inside that house?
It doesn't necessarily mean that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to John. Really, I was only presented a limited scope of what happened at the night, and I could only base my opinion off of the evidence that was shown in the courtroom. So I don't really know if there was a cover-up or not. I know that's the big conspiracy around it, but I don't really know. All I know is that there was a lot of holes in the investigation.
Oh, I like
Whether
it.
they were deliberate holes or not deliberate holes, it's kind of hard from me sitting back to know that, what actually happened.
So what was the feeling of the jury? Because Alan Jackson and the other lawyers raised the issue that she was framed by cops and that they would have turned that house upside down if they really wanted to do an honest investigation, and that he was not hit by a car. He was attacked in that house, bitten by a dog, and then put outside to frame her. Did people on the jury?
And here's the thing, right? We can joke and giggle and be like, what you ordered versus what arrived, right? In him and the lotion in the background. But that human being is the reason that we're experiencing this today. That's a beautiful man. We have him and the other jurors to thank. Because today's here for them. We're here today because of them. I love this guy.
Or some of them buy that argument?
I think some of them bought that argument. It's just hard to tell, though, because whether or not we think that there was malicious intent, we were only presented with the facts that they didn't go into the house. So, there's an example of reasonable doubt. So, like,
I do too, Caroline.
There's
I do
other
too.
examples of reasonable doubt. So, even if you want to completely buy into the theory or not, that wasn't what we were tasked with. We were tasked with finding, convicting, or deciding on this person's fate based on the proof and the evidence that the Commonwealth was able to present. And there was a lot of holes in the investigation.
Yet you went many steps beyond that because you say, in your view, she was innocent. What compels you to think that?
Well, one thing that I think that compels me is we did a lot of review of the tapes, and it seemed to me that the videos that we could see from the car after the alleged incident happened, that when we could see the taillight, it was lit up red where it shouldn't just have been red.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna rewind this and play that part again. I want to hear that again.
And it seemed to me that the videos that we could see from the car after the alleged incident happened, that when we could see the taillight, it was lit up red where it shouldn't just have been red. So
there you go. There you go. Wow.
So that leads to me a conclusion of, well, how come it's red in this video after the alleged, collision happened, and then it's, it's not, it doesn't have any red pieces where it should be red.
So in other words,
why am I feeling emotional watching this? Like,
you do not believe that SUV made contact with John O'Keefe?
I don't believe that the SUV collided with John O'Keefe.
What was the initial vote with the jury when you first took your vote?
We didn't do an initial straw poll. The judge recommended to us in the courtroom that is not a good way to do it. We broke down what we did is we broke down each charge, and we went from top to bottom and discussed everything thoroughly, and did our best to do right by it. Thoroughly charge that is not a good way to do it. We broke down what we did is we broke down each charge, and we went from top to bottom and discussed everything thoroughly, and did our best to do right by it.
To think about like the past week, how we've all been like, and I tell you guys not to get Roxy, and I tell you guys to relax, but like, of course I'm thinking the same thing. Like, of course I'm thinking the same thing. I just don't want to share that and get everyone upset, right? To think that like he was in there doing the right thing, and they were doing the right thing.
Karen Reed and the Commonwealth.
Was there a division initially?
Yeah, there was a division.
Love that. I love that moment. Let me play that again. I have to.
We broke down each charge, and we went from top to bottom and discussed everything thoroughly, and did our best to do right by it. The Karen Reed and the Commonwealth. Was
there a division initially?
Yeah, there was a division.
Good. That's right. Yeah. I answered your question. I love how he answered that. I love that. I love him. I love Jason.
But that's what we're there to deliberate and talk about all the evidence. There was 2 months of us sitting there, them throwing all this information at us absorbing the information, going home, thinking about it, reviewing it in our heads, and we get to the deliberations, and now we have an opportunity to discuss. Some people went into the deliberations and they were still unsure after two months, and that makes sense, because there was a lot of things going on. There's a lot of information. How much can you weigh one thing or another thing over,
Okay. I fucking love this man. I fucking love this man. He's been working his fucking ass off. Working his ass off, trying to do this correctly. Going through hell. You guys feel tired? You guys feel tired? He's a fucking... The whole fate of this rests on his shoulders for the past 2 months. This is the first day. Give him a break. Who cares if his shirt's not ironed? Let him jack off with lotion. Who cares if he gained a couple pounds? Stop making him feel bad, Jimmy. So what? He doesn't look like he did when he was 16. Neither do you, you whore. God, I love him.
Yeah. What about jurors who felt initially she was guilty? Were there any of them?
Yeah.
You guys have seen me the past 2 weeks. What have I been doing anytime I'm on a stream with you? Eating. Stress eating. That's what we do. Fly, queen. I love this man. I love this man.
There are a few jurors that think that.
I'm going to rewind it 5 seconds and start it over because I just need to say this. Ronnie would never, and Ronnie could never. Ronnie could never. Could never. And will never.
Them.
Yeah, there are a few jurors that think that had thought that initially when they went into the deliberations, that was their standpoint, and that's what we were there to do, to talk through all that and bring up every single piece of evidence. You know, is there an angle of reasonable doubt to where we're not really sure? Like, are you really sure? Are you 100%, or are you 99.9%? You know, if you're that 99%, you know, we can't convict you.
What brought the ones who felt she was guilty over to the not guilty side? Was there anything in particular that seemed to resonate with them?
You know, it's hard to tell from my position. You'd have to ask them about it. But in my opinion, I think it was just due to the poor investigation. There's just too many holes. And, you know, it's hard to prove that the collision happened. So if there's reasonable doubt that happened, or that there may have been foul play, you know, if there's room for that, then it's hard to come to a guilty verdict.
What happened when the jury initially said they had a verdict and then said, oops, no, we don't, and then 15 minutes later they said, oh, we do? What happened there?
That actually is kind of interesting. So the envelope, it was sealed and it's locked away. It'll never be looked at. But on everything on that initial slip was the same as the slip that was presented.
Okay.
But why did they pull it back?
The pulling the back was for the OUI charge.
Driving under the influence, essentially, drunk driving.
Yes, driving under the influence. We in our deliberations, we had decided there was enough evidence and proof that she was driving under the influence. And
Yep, that's all you gotta say.
How did the defense do? How did the lawyers do, in your view? Her lawyers.
For her lawyers specifically, I think they all did. I think that all the lawyers on both sides did a really good job.
They did. They really did on both sides.
You know,
Sorry.
they presented their case as well.
The police, you say the investigation was poor. The defense said it was more than poor. It was corrupt, and they pointed to the lead detective who had been fired, didn't testify in your trial. Did that have an impact? And did you think it was a corrupt police investigation?
Do I think it was a corrupt police investigation? I don't know. There's no way for me to know.
God.
I wasn't there. There was just there was holes in the case that left for reason.
Okay, guys, I'm not Harvey Levin. I'm not on TMZ. I'm not interviewing the juror. I did not get the juror here to interview. We are watching a pre-recorded video. Thank you.
Doubt. I think they could have checked some boxes or you know, done some things differently. But do I know that they were corrupt? Absolutely not. I don't know that there was any corruption
agree.
going on.
I
But
can agree
do
with
I
that.
know that there wasn't enough
Normal mom,
proof
you're
or
out, bitch.
evidence
Bye. No one's
secured
talking
by
bad
the
about
police
anyone that
to
has freed our Karen Reed,
convict
okay?
Karen Reed?
See ya,
Absolutely
hon.
not.
See
There's
ya.
no.
See
There's
ya.
not.
Go be a normal
Fair
mom
to
elsewhere.
say
See ya.
that your view was that her SUV did not make contact with O'Keefe, therefore she did not kill him, but you don't know how he died.
Actually, you know what? Let's do it quick because I haven't been able to really put my eyes on being able to clean house. So I have a feeling a lot of you guys might go to an alternative school right now because I can see some things that I don't think are very nice and that the teacher said you shouldn't be doing. So why you're doing it is funny to me. So, okay, here, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and just go through a couple of these because until you can fucking be correct, we can't watch the whole thing through. Until we can act correct, we can't watch the whole thing through because you haven't grown up yet. Okay? This man is the reason that Karen is free. I don't want to hear or see any kind of fucking slander against him of any kind. Okay? Same with Lucky. You know my Lucky rule. You know my Lucky rule? Yeah, no, he's not stuttering. He's not nervous. He's on TMZ after a month of a crazy fucking trial. You guys don't even know how to type correctly. Leave this man alone. Ew, you guys are annoying. Leave this man alone. Okay, thanks.
I would say that's fair to say. I don't know how John O'Keefe died, and I do not believe that there was a collision between the SUV and John O'Keefe.
Did all of the hoopla around the case, the people outside, did it give you comfort in reaching a verdict like this that you saw there was a community behind your point of view, or was it irrelevant?
Honestly, that made the pressure a lot harder, and it did not give me comfort. It made it a lot harder to block out everything and come to a decision.
Why did it make it harder?
It made it harder because all of the eyes are on us. We were told we're the most important people in the courtroom, and they keep us away from the crowds of people in the front of the courthouse, but we do see them, and I don't think that having all those people swayed me to go either way. We were only tasked with looking at the evidence. We were 12 jurors. We had to back up how we felt in this for our decision, and we couldn't let any outside factors, her punishment. We couldn't factor any of that. We had to look at the evidence that was presented to us, absorb it, really understand it, and see if there's any reasonable doubt. And there was.
Wow. 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 He answered it exactly like you want a jury to answer it. Exactly. And I started this comment because I want to bring this up. Lacey, you said, I'm sad TMZ got the interview. Would have loved to see Jess or Aiden get it. I wouldn't be sad about that. That was a 10-minute clip interview. You know when Aiden gets the interview and you know when Jess gets the interview, they're going to go in depth. They're going to ask everything that you've ever wanted to ask. They're going to ask. That was for the country. That was for the entire country to see. We know what we want. We want the interview, and they will get that, and we will get that, right? But right now, on a national level, being seen by everyone, today is being seen by everyone. Yesterday, it's being seen by everybody, right? He did what everyone needs to see, which is the quick 10 minutes. I did that on a national platform, right? Let that get out there. You know, Turtle Boy's going to have him for an hour, 2 hours, right? You know, Jess will ask the questions that she observed by being in there. So It's okay. It's okay. You know, don't worry about it. That doesn't mean anything. No one won. No one got it first. Now it's over. Now no one's ever going to hear from him again. It's good. Okay? It's good. Oh, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Look at me. All right, let me say goodbye and read out some of the messages you guys sent, and then we'll be on our way. Okay? Sorry, I missed some of them. I did not want to interrupt Kelly. Let me see. Classroom 103 represented yesterday. There may or may not still be a Classroom 103 sign at the Registry of Deeds steps. Someone took that sign, I saw. I think Jenny has it. She took it. Won't lie, I watched the verdict multiple times. I loud cheered the defense team and Turtle Boy crying. I cried each time, but Karen breaking down got me. What really got me was seeing Yannetti, like from that front angle, that clip of him from the front, and you see it, and like the music is playing, and then it's actually pretty great. Like you hear once the crowd starts cheering, and you see Yannetti like crack a little smile. It was nice. It was nice. Good morning, my cousin Susan. I love your class. Thank you for the laughs. So happy for Karen and her family. Thank you. Venmo, what you do this morning? Love you so much, Jimmy. You did it. She's free. We did it. Parks, Mr. Parks, and I both cried. Thank you, Mrs. Parks. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. Thank you. You've been looking good lately. Thank you. You're a big part of this. Thank you. Good morning. Karen's fucking this cat. We're just holding the tail up. Calamity with the throwback. I'm the one fucking this cat. Thanks for your work in last year. Garage Dwellers by. I've become your biggest fan since I saw you on Jed Welcher's live. Please forgive me for taking this long. I am now obsessed. Yeah, don't worry about it. I know there's a lot of new people. So, you know, just be here when class starts in the morning. And that's all. You'll learn as you go. We say words weird around you. We do things a little crazy. You might be like, what's wrong with these people? A lot, but thanks for the laughs for this, but I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, neither am I. I don't know why everyone's acting like they're on a farewell tour. Like, our job isn't done. We still have a lot to do. We still have other shit to cover. Like, it just started. This is just the beginning. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Bronco shouts, Turtle Boy was epic last night. It's why it's so important. It's true. Everything he said was true. Thanks for the laughs. Dublin's looking at you. Hey, Dublin. Told you that these new people suck. We get yelled at so much more since the cupcakes love arrived. Oh, glad you're back from whoring around the YouTube block. KY Heather. Hun, I know you're one of my faves, but guess who's gone for talking shit about my cupcakes? Oh, guess who just got expelled? Bye, KY. See ya. Jimmy, you stole my Momo. I have his twin sister, and she's my life. Looks exactly like him. Shirley McMack gifted 20 gay memberships. Thank you, Shirley. Joey. Update on Rescue Randy. He's alive and well and will make a full recovery. Now I need a new handle. I don't have any ideas. I wonder if anyone in the chat room has any ideas. Okay, let me go down here. Kelly Rutherford. You don't have to explain yourself. You did a beautiful thing. Yes, you did. Thoughts on Churchwell podcast. I love it. I love Brandy. Brandy's one of my favorites. Absolutely. Everyone should demand a vigorous and thorough investigation to the yep. If that's what I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to take it from here. Again, I don't want to go off on anything, and you know, like, I just want to enjoy it. Thanks for showing this replay. We adore you and hope you have an amazing summer. Thank you, hon. I hope his family finds peace. I do too. Thanks for making my life better by being in it. Of course, hon. Love your face. Thank you. Thank you, hon. Love you guys. All right. Class tomorrow. Yeah, thank you. No one's insulting my people. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Bye. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, class. We have class at what time tomorrow? Friday. 8 o'clock or 7. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see. Whenever I fucking schedule. How about that? Whenever I fucking schedule it, huh? How's that? Auntie Deb, can you consider what was that? Will you consider a smaller subscription so we can support you? Call it Little Debbie's. No, it's a lot of work. You don't have to. You don't have to. You being here support. You don't have to. You don't have to. I don't like asking that from any. I don't. You don't. Please don't. Don't make me feel. That makes me feel weird. I don't want to keep it. Keep it, hon. Like keep it, please. That makes me feel very uncomfortable. I'll see you guys in the morning, and I'm gonna watch the Proctor thing because I haven't watched it yet. All right. God bless, and talk to you later. Bye bye.